The brown-haired woman, an S-rank elite agent named Black, stands in a modern high-rise office with a gun, reflecting on her past self, with blood splatters on the floor. Her internal monologue reveals she lived as an assassin for the last 10 years, and this didn't change even at the face of her own death, amidst shattered glass and blue energy. The brown-haired woman kneels as a dark-haired man in a white shirt and vest, along with other agents, aims a gun at her, with multiple red laser sights trained on her. The brown-haired woman, with blood on her face, looks up in shock and questions the somber, dark-haired man about how he could do this. She is attacked, indicated by multiple impacts and blood splattering, as she falls, hit by unseen forces. The dark-haired man states he learned everything he knows from her over the past 20 years, while she stares in agony, surrounded by red laser pointers. He recalls her teaching that their job is to complete any mission the organization gives them, no matter what. A mission request for Black is displayed, outlining her profile, as the dark-haired man emphasizes their duty to see it through. The brown-haired woman, battered and bloodied, finally understands that it's an assassination order to execute her as a traitor, as the dark-haired man confirms. She questions the dark-haired man why he repeatedly spared the target's family, smiling weakly through her pain, while he claims he doesn't know why he did. The dark-haired man clenches his fist, hearing internal voices angrily urging him to shoot her already and calling him useless. The brown-haired woman suddenly lunges forward, a blur of motion, towards the dark-haired man. The dark-haired man screams as he thrusts a sword, but the brown-haired woman's gloved hand reaches out, declaring, "Enough." The brown-haired woman, with blood on her lips, grimly recalls her own, saying that the one who hesitates dies first. The brown-haired woman collapses to the ground, surrounded by a blinding blue light, implying her death. Amidst swirling blue energy, the dark-haired man questions her death and betrayal, asking, "Why? Why did you?" He expresses regret, unable to hear her, while the dying brown-haired woman internally questions his sorrow after he killed her. She thinks that it's over, whatever it is. The brown-haired woman's body lies dead on the floor, surrounded by the dark-haired man and other agents, having been killed by her junior despite serving faithfully for 10 years. Her spirit floats in a starry cosmic void, pondering if a next life exists and if she, an assassin, could ever get another chance. She wishes for a life untouched by the grim reality of assassination. Abstract golden light streaks across a starry background, signaling a transition. The brown-haired woman's consciousness questions why she is waking up. She wonders about her new location and the traditional clothing she sees, hearing someone nearby murmur, A dark-haired woman in traditional blue attire asks "Princess?" to someone off-panel, while a light brown-haired woman in similar attire looks on, before gasping, "Princess?" A dark brown-haired baby with wide purple eyes lies in a crib, looking utterly bewildered, now revealed to be the reincarnated princess. An ornate traditional room with sliding doors and a warm floral background is shown. The dark brown-haired princess, in her baby form, internally questions the traditional, folk village-looking setting. The dark brown-haired princess, as a baby, laments her weak, useless body while she is observed by two women in traditional attire. The dark brown-haired princess hears the two women muttering, wondering what they are discussing. She finds them noisy, hearing her own sound as the two women continue their conversation near her crib. The dark brown-haired princess, with wide blue eyes, looks up in confusion, asking, "Huh?" An image of the adult brown-haired woman appears, looking shocked, as the princess wonders if this emotional reaction is truly her, the one who always kept her composure. The adult brown-haired woman is shown from behind, looking over a city, acknowledging her betrayal and death. The baby princess lies in the crib, realizing she is reincarnated with all her memories. The two women in traditional attire are seen from behind, talking in the ornate room. The dark brown-haired princess, as a baby, beams with a wide smile, dreaming of a luxurious life free from assassinations. The dark brown-haired princess, with wide blue eyes, looks confused, asking, "Huh, again." The dark brown-haired princess is held by a stern, dark-haired woman, wondering, "Do what?" as she looks up at her. The dark brown-haired princess, with worried purple eyes, finds the atmosphere intense while being held by the stern, dark-haired woman. The dark brown-haired princess is shown lying face down in her bed. The dark brown-haired princess, still face down, realizes this position is dangerously off and questions it. The dark brown-haired princess struggles to breathe, looking distressed as she tries to move. The dark-haired woman and the light brown-haired woman discuss how babies easily die if laid face down, suggesting they don't have to dirty their hands to eliminate the princess. The dark brown-haired princess realizes these women are assassins and desperately struggles, panicking that she might die again so soon. Text on a bright, cloud-filled sky questions if she will be the world's first human to die immediately after reincarnation. A tombstone engraved with princess stands in a sunny, flower-filled field, humorously implying her fate if she doesn't act. The adult brown-haired woman's angry face appears, declaring she won't die easily, as the baby princess struggles in her crib, refusing to give up. The dark brown-haired princess calms herself, realizing she can't flip over but needs to push the blanket down to create breathing space. The dark brown-haired princess cries out with great effort, making the dark-haired woman and light brown-haired woman react in surprise and alarm. The two women realize the princess is struggling loudly, fearing someone might hear her, while the princess, with determined, teary purple eyes, believes she has gained an advantage. The dark brown-haired princess measures her arm, calculating her arm span to be about 15 centimeters. Lady Choi, a brown-haired woman, looks shocked as a targeting reticle highlights a vital spot on her face, signaling danger within 15 centimeters. The dark brown-haired baby strikes Lady Choi with a golden force, internally commanding her to die, as Lady Choi exclaims, "Buh!" Lady Choi's distress is evident from her desperate cry of "Gah!" as the scene focuses on her dark blue hanbok. The light brown-haired court lady checks on a distressed Lady Choi, while the dark brown-haired baby smugly thinks her enemies will rethink their plan. Amidst a serene traditional palace, the baby contemplates if her life is forever tied to assassination, even in this new existence. The baby recalls her past life as an elite SS rank assassin who was betrayed and killed, only to be reborn again into her current form. Her internal narration concludes that she was reborn as an abandoned princess marked for death. The baby reflects on being reincarnated as a newborn baby, lying in her crib with a surprised expression. The light brown-haired court lady gently asks the visibly upset Lady Choi if she is okay. The baby fantasizes about her adult assassin form, attacking the court ladies, but dismisses the thought, frustrated by her current helplessness. The baby vows to devise a new plan to approach her bastards, just as the court ladies notice someone approaching, making Lady Choi wonder who it could be. The light brown-haired court lady and Lady Choi both look up, eyes wide with surprise and concern. The court ladies began bustling about at once, preparing for the impending arrival. The dark brown-haired baby, with wide purple eyes, wonders if the approaching person is the king, as an adult's barefoot steps onto the floor. The king, a handsome man with dark brown hair and purple eyes, wearing a magnificent red and gold hanbok, is introduced, prompting the baby to identify him as, quote, "that bastard." Green-robed officials formally greet the king, bowing deeply as he enters the room. Standing near the baby's crib, the king is addressed by a court lady, who respectfully confirms, "Yes, your majesty." The king stares intently into the crib, causing the baby to feel uncomfortable and wonder why he is looking at her like that. The baby observes the king, deducing he must be her biological father and estimating his age to be in his mid-20s at most. The baby has conflicting thoughts about the king's appearance, first finding him handsome, then declaring him, "How ugly," with an angry internal, "What?" The king wonders if all babies are this ugly, provoking an indignant internal response of how rude from the red-faced baby. The king observes the baby, noting that she isn't crying, a detail that catches his attention. The dark brown-haired baby stares back at the king with serious, determined purple eyes, refusing to cry. The baby remembers her assassin training where crying meant being discarded, and recognizes the king's eyes as those of someone who would abandon her for showing weakness. The baby's instincts as an assassin scream warnings, sensing danger from the king despite her current form. Recalling her assassin training, where any child who cried was discarded, the baby sees a 99.999% chance of being killed reflected in the king's eyes. The light, brown-haired court lady mistakenly believes the baby's intense stare means she is fond of the king, to which the baby vehemently protests, "That's not it at all." The angry and frustrated baby glares, while the king contemplatively responds to the court lady's statement, "Is that so?" The light brown-haired court lady praises the king's sharpness, which makes the baby realize her keen observations imply there's an assassin after her. The baby looks shocked, as she suspects the two court ladies, with their sinister smiles, plan to kill her again once the king departs. The baby tries to charm the king with a wide smile, hoping he will take her, but his internal thought deems her even uglier, startling the baby. An unseen observer wonders if the baby has gone mad, while the light brown-haired court lady misinterprets the baby's smile as affection, annoying the king. The baby, observing his reaction, decides staring is more effective. The king abruptly turns and walks away, surprising the light brown-haired court lady, who calls out, "Your Majesty!" Noble consort Go, a beautiful brown-haired woman in an ornate red and gold hanbok, is elegantly announced as she arrives. Noble consort Go formally greets the king, who questions her presence, while the baby identifies her as a concubine. A small, purple-haired chibi character with a pet reminds the reader about the chapter's official source. Noble consort Go explains her hasty arrival was due to the baby princess's fever and apologizes for her rudeness with a sniffle. The king makes a sarcastic internal remark about a tyrant acting like a father, eliciting a nervous response from Noble consort Go. The king dismisses his comment as a joke, but the baby perceives it as a veiled threat. The king directly asks Noble consort Go if the two court ladies are her people. Noble consort Go smiles, confirming the court ladies are hers and stating she personally ordered them to serve the baby princess with utmost sincerity. The baby realizes with shock that Noble consort Go is actually the one in charge of the assassin court ladies, concluding in that case. The baby identifies Noble consort Go as the assassin who ordered her death, cries out in frustration as Noble consort Go attempts to explain to the king, and the baby wails. The king proposes that Noble consort Go personally look after the princess, shocking her to the point of internally asking, "Are you insane?" Noble consort Go contemplates acting as a mother figure with full authority over the princess, only for the king to sharply reject her assumption with an emphatic "absolutely not." The king, annoyed by the baby's continued crying, commands everyone to stop talking, while the baby helplessly thinks that Noble consort Go tried to kill her, feeling an invisible wall blocking her truth. Lady Choi looks utterly confused as the baby continues to cry, flailing her hands in frustration. The exasperated baby lets out a sigh, thinking, "Ah, God damn it." Despite the chaotic situation, the baby feels an absurd wave of sleepiness overcome her. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess is internally frustrated, reflecting on her baby body's fragility and the surrounding noise. The dark brown-haired baby with purple eyes is startled by a sound and wonders what it is. A dark brown-haired woman, possibly a court lady, regrets her failure to eliminate someone before His Majesty's arrival. A brown-haired woman bows deeply, expressing remorse for a grave sin. The dark-haired woman in red traditional attire apologizes for beating a court lady and seeks another chance to dispose of her rival, observed by the baby. The dark-haired woman in red plans to bide her time to bring down Huibin, believing the situation has turned out for the better. The dark-haired woman in red orders the baby princess to be locked away and kept barely alive until the king issues his command. The dark-haired woman in red observes the dark brown-haired baby's stillness, wondering if she is saving her tears for a future day of reckoning. Someone perceives a murderous intent in the baby's determined purple eyes, but the baby internally dismisses the threat. The dark-haired woman in red defiantly challenges the dark brown-haired baby, who fiercely vows to survive at all costs. Two brown-haired servants gossip about conflict between the majesties, leading one to ponder how this reality differs from history. A smiling brown-haired baby is shown, with text explaining that those not receiving a royal name from the king are considered abandoned royals. The dark brown-haired princess reflects on the custom of neglecting abandoned royals, her expression pensive. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with shining purple eyes, cheerfully greets two brown-haired women, calling them big sisters and wishing them a good morning. A dark-haired man in red traditional attire stands with his back to the viewer as narration reveals the king never named the baby princess for an entire year. The chibi dark brown-haired princess sadly recounts that she was never given a childhood name and was promptly sent to a detached palace by the royal consort. The 5-year-old chibi dark brown-haired princess lies face down on the floor, looking utterly annoyed. A stylized image shows laundry being washed, with the princess's excited internal thought, "Ha." The exhausted chibi dark brown-haired princess, sprawled on the floor, reflects on her difficult childhood and the resolute decision she made 4 years ago. The dark-haired woman in red stands over the dark brown-haired baby, contemplating her enemy's demise, while the baby defiantly thinks, "I refuse to die." The determined dark brown-haired baby with purple eyes fiercely vows to survive her circumstances, no matter what. The crying chibi dark brown-haired princess laments the unfairness of another short life, having been used and killed in her previous one. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, seen from behind, dramatically declares, "I can't just stay like this." The chibi dark brown-haired princess with a serious expression resolves to regain her past life's physical abilities and escape the palace. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, looking contemplative, stands against a cheerful pink floral background. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, lying on the floor, loudly exclaims that she is hungry. The chibi dark brown-haired princess lies face down, letting out a resigned "ah." The chibi dark brown-haired princess, still on the floor, curses the sudden appearance of Court Lady Choi. Court Lady Choi is introduced as the royal consort's most loyal servant, assigned to the princess in the detached palace. Court Lady Choi's profile is shown as narration explains she kept the princess barely alive, following the royal consort's orders. The chibi dark brown-haired princess endures wearing outgrown clothes and bone-chilling cold, a result of Court Lady Choi's neglectful care. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide eyes, stares at her meager meal, questioning if 1 meal a day is sufficient for a child. The chibi dark brown-haired princess realizes her current body cannot wield her past powers and decides her immediate priority is to find food. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with a radiant smile and a raised fist, cheerfully asks, "What you doing?" The chibi dark brown-haired princess asks 2 brown-haired women for a rice cake, while one questions her presence. The brown-haired woman refuses the princess's request for rice cakes, prompting the smiling princess to ask, "Why not?" The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks hopeful with sparkling eyes and clasped hands, while her inner chibis reflect anger and worry. A basket of colorful rice cakes is presented to the chibi dark brown-haired princess, who joyfully exclaims, "Sweet, what a score!" The chibi dark brown-haired princess, happily eating, asks the 2 brown-haired women if they'll eat, with one reminding her to keep their secret. The chibi dark brown-haired princess happily munches on food, thinking that eating after exercising is the best. The chibi dark brown-haired princess cunningly plans to get another rice cake, but then suddenly shouts in outrage. Court Lady Choi sternly reprimands someone, shocking the chibi dark brown-haired princess who realizes she's been caught defying orders. A dramatic close-up on the rice cakes intensifies the moment, indicating their significant value. The shocked chibi dark brown-haired princess realizes Court Lady Choi will confiscate her rice cake before she can finish eating it. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, torn between spitting out or eating the rice cake, chooses to devour it, then questions her future well-being. A bright reflection illuminates a white traditional garment, adding a subtle visual emphasis. The displeased chibi dark brown-haired princess laments her week-long confinement for eating rice cakes, concluding that she was definitely not okay. The chibi dark brown-haired princess lies in bed, looking miserable and in pain from an upset stomach. A clenched fist Signals resolve as the chibi dark brown-haired princess, surrounded by a fiery aura, declares her determination to get stronger. The chibi dark brown-haired princess walks, strategizing to find a hidden training spot after numerous close calls with Court Lady Choi. The dark brown-haired baby peeks from behind a stone, wondering where she is, while two robed men stand guard. The dark brown-haired baby peeks over a wall, observing two women in pink traditional outfits below, thinking, let's see. The dark brown-haired baby, in a light green hanbok, hides behind an ivy-covered tree in a sparkly forest, thinking, there must be a suitable place somewhere. The dark brown-haired girl, now seemingly older, walks through a lush, sparkling green area, excitedly thinking it's the perfect spot to hide and train. The dark brown-haired girl looks up with wide purple eyes, expressing a surprised, huh? A traditional wooden bow and quiver of arrows lie on sparkling green grass, prompting the girl to identify it as a bow. The dark brown-haired girl is overjoyed, exclaiming, no way, what a lucky find. I've been trying to find one for the last 5 years. The dark brown-haired girl contemplatively wonders if she should try shooting the bow just once. The dark brown-haired girl takes a decisive step with her light green shoes, accompanied by a chuck sound. The dark brown-haired girl struggles to wield the large wooden bow, concluding it's way too big and lamenting her awkward stance. The dark brown-haired girl struggles, exclaiming, ugh, my arms are too short. This isn't working, as she strains to draw the bowstring. A loud quang sound echoes, startling the king with dark brown hair and purple eyes, who wonders, huh? The dark brown-haired girl, holding the bow, looks terrified and thinks, I'm in big trouble, as an unseen person calls out, Your Majesty. A hand reaches towards a white-haired woman with closed eyes. A much bigger issue than I thought. The dark brown-haired girl looks utterly shocked, thinking, Gotcha, great heavens. A voice demands, answer me. Who are you? As King Lee-san, the king of Joseon, stands sternly, while the dark brown-haired girl realizes he is her biological father, a notorious tyrant. What should I do? The dark brown-haired girl looks up with worried purple eyes, contemplating, should I kill him? The king stands in profile, as the dark brown-haired girl's thought concludes she cannot kill him with her current skills, accompanied by sound effects. The dark, brown-haired girl, frustrated, recalls her past as an elite SS-class 10-year veteran agent and compares it to the tyrant of Joseon, questioning who would win. King Lee-san, arms crossed, looks down, thinking, so you won't answer until the end. King Lee-san orders, that's enough, just kill her, as he walks away, shocking the young girl with dark brown braided hair who protests, oh, no, you can't. A dark, green-robed man with a matching hat looks distressed, thinking, wait, Your Majesty? The dark brown-haired girl with worried purple eyes looks up at the stern King Lee-san. The king turns his head, a whick sound accompanying him, wondering, a princess? The dark brown-haired girl bows with a wide smile, confidently replying, yes, to the question, are you truly a princess? As swords are commanded to withdraw. King Lee-san kneels down to eye level with the dark brown-haired princess, asking why she is in his training grounds. The wide-eyed, smiling, dark brown-haired girl explains, that's. I thought this was a playground, and I thought the bow was a toy. The king thoughtfully responds, is that so? While the dark brown-haired girl worries, crap, is it not working? King Lee-san smiles slightly, thinking, indeed, I too was like that when I was young, while a chibi dark brown-haired girl below wonders, what kind of childhood did you have? As the king's legs stand near the dark brown-haired girl's hanbok, she thinks, he's really falling for it so quickly, huh? King Lee-san gently lifts the dark brown-haired princess into his arms, surrounded by a floral background and sounds of shebang and bujuk. The dark brown-haired girl exclaims, what? What? While the king, looking surprised, internally wonders, what? Why suddenly? The king holds and shakes the dark brown-haired girl, remarking she's light and excessively light, while the girl sighs, oh, come on. The dark brown-haired girl looks dizzy and disoriented, thinking, oh, I'm dizzy. Why is this happening all of a sudden? As the king's hand reaches towards the dark brown-haired girl's face, he thinks, yes, now I remember. The dark brown-haired girl looks up at the king, who thoughtfully observes her, remarking she has grown quite presentably. The king looks stern, wondering, huh? What is it? While the dark brown-haired girl, off-screen, notices the killing intent is gone. The king looks up with purple eyes, thinking, is it my imagination? Amidst a saw sound, the king holds the dark brown-haired girl, who looks away, wondering, I don't know what he's thinking. The dark brown-haired girl looks up with worried purple eyes as the king's thought bubble states, you say you are my daughter. King Lee-san kneels and asks the dark brown-haired girl, do you have anything to say to me? To which the chibi girl responds with a surprised, what? King Lee-san looks down in profile, pondering, apologize? The dark brown-haired girl, wide-eyed and acting, thinks she'll show her S-class assassin-grade acting before tearfully asking, Father, are you all right? The king asks, what? As the dark brown-haired girl, smiling innocently, explains that this ignorant girl touched the weapons without knowing, causing the king to almost. The dark brown-haired girl innocently claims the bow would not have hit, even if it aimed for my head, then apologizes profusely, stating, I'm glad your majesty isn't hurt. The king, with a blue eye, ponders, is that it? While the distressed chibi dark brown-haired girl off-screen thinks, ah, is this not it? The dark brown-haired girl smiles widely in the king's arms, declaring, Father, I am so happy to see you today, and admitting she was always curious about you. The king's mouth is seen in close-up as he thinks, you wanted to see me. King Lee-san looks surprised with wide purple eyes surrounded by question marks, thinking, me? The king asks the dark brown-haired girl if she still means yes, even to a heartless father who didn't give her a name, to which she cheerfully replies, yes. The king looks away, seemingly contemplating, and asks the dark brown-haired girl why she feels that way. The dark brown-haired girl smiles widely, a picture of innocence and happiness. The king responds, I see, while the dark brown-haired girl continues to smile brightly. The king states it's time to return, and a dark green-robed man behind him agrees as they walk away together. The dark brown-haired girl walks away, reflecting on the encounter. The dark brown-haired girl sighs in relief, thinking she almost suffocated. The dark brown-haired girl looks at a traditional building, feeling a sense of relief despite something else bothering her, with a sound effect. The dark brown-haired girl makes a frustrated face, lamenting that she can't bring herself to act cute for the person who abandoned her. The dark brown-haired girl looks surprised, thinking she thought she had gotten used to it by now. The dark brown-haired girl reflects on gaining information about the king, but notes the problem of finding a training space while avoiding the court ladies, accompanied by soft footsteps. The dark brown-haired girl is startled by someone calling, Princess, and internally thinks, speak of the devil! A brown-haired lady in blue approaches the dark brown-haired princess, saying she has a command from Gui and Mama to bring the princess immediately, noting her different demeanor. The dark brown-haired princess looks surprised, making a small sound. The dark brown-haired princess thinks she now has to meet Guian after the king, as the scene shifts to an establishing shot of the Jibokian palace. The dark brown-haired princess stands nervously with the brown-haired lady, wondering why she was called after nearly 3.5 years. The brown-haired lady and the dark brown-haired princess are abruptly stopped by an unseen individual. The dark brown-haired princess turns with a surprised expression, wondering what is happening. Prince Su Yang, a 9-year-old boy with light brown hair and a wooden sword, sternly demands to know who the dark brown-haired princess is. The brown-haired lady greets Prince Su Yang, explaining he is the princess, while the dark brown-haired princess internally notes he moved to the detached palace long ago. Prince Su Yang looks intently, holding his wooden sword. The brown-haired lady attempts to introduce the princess, but Prince Su Yang rudely tells her to get out of the way. Prince Su Yang presses the dark brown-haired princess, asking her quickly if she is an assassin, with a quick movement of his wooden sword. Prince Su Yang holds his wooden sword threateningly towards the dark brown-haired princess, who looks nervous. Prince Suyang interrogates the dark brown-haired princess, asking if she truly shot an arrow at their father and why she isn't answering. The dark brown-haired princess, with a stern expression, internally recalls kids like this from her assassin training camp. The dark brown-haired princess internally analyzes Prince Suyang, noting he is 9 years old, enjoys physical activities, and appears to have just finished wooden sword training. The dark brown-haired princess, with a sparkling smile, charmingly asks Prince Suyang if he is her brother, while he looks confused. The dark brown-haired princess insists she has longed to see Prince Suyang every day, causing him to become flustered. The dark brown-haired princess, with shining eyes, declares her sincere admiration for Prince Suyang, gripping his wooden sword, which startles him. Prince Suyang angrily pulls away from the dark brown-haired princess, demanding she let go of him. The dark brown-haired princess sits on the ground, wincing and saying ouch, while Prince Suyang looks shocked, with a bell sound effect. Prince Suyang looks distressed and apologetic, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess winks, thinking she told him it would be easy. Prince Suyang extends his hand to help the dark brown-haired princess stand, and she looks at it. Prince Suyang and the dark brown-haired princess stand together as someone comments on her growth and questions the commotion outside. Prince Suyang urgently tells the dark brown-haired princess to keep their encounter a secret, warning her that she would seriously die if she told anyone. The brown-haired lady reports bringing the young princess as ordered, but another voice demands to know why the princess is not being let in immediately. The dark brown-haired princess stands beside the brown-haired lady, internally thinking that Prince Suyang is childish. The brown-haired lady and the dark brown-haired princess walk on a roof, as the princess internally remarks, "It's been a long time since she saw the noble one." The brown-haired lady announces the young lady's arrival, as the dark brown-haired princess stands before an elaborate door, wondering why she was summoned. A decorative butterfly screen is shown as an unseen person states, "Indeed." Noble consort Go, a brown-haired woman, smiles coldly, remarking that the dark brown-haired princess has finally appeared after being summoned long ago. The dark brown-haired princess internally curses the wretched woman while formally greeting the noble lady, who is seated. Noble consort Go, with a polite smile, says it's been a while and expresses happiness at seeing the young lady grow. But the dark brown-haired princess internally thinks lies. Noble consort Go taps a document, stating one must not cover up a child's wrongs. Noble consort Go explains with a calm smile that she could not let the matter pass quietly and thus summoned the young lady. Noble consort Go reveals she had confined the princess to the detached palace, but the princess scorned her words and caused a disturbance. Noble consort Go continues to list the princess's offenses, including speaking rudely to the king and insulting her, especially before the king's royal procession to his tomb. Noble consort Go internally thinks the dark brown-haired princess should have lived as if dead when treated kindly. Noble consort Go looks composed, holding a brush, with a subtle smile. Noble consort Go internally thinks the dark brown-haired princess behaves just like her lowly mother. The dark brown-haired princess is angered by insults to her parents, thinking her patience has limits and questioning the audacity of those who abandoned her. The dark brown-haired princess observes objects on a table, internally listing them as potential weapons she could use. Noble consort Go smiles calmly, but the dark brown-haired princess identifies her intent to kill and wonders if she could survive retaliation. A brown-haired lady in blue apologizes to her ladyship, stating she has an urgent report to deliver. Noble consort Go commands the brown-haired lady to speak, while the dark brown-haired princess recognizes the court lady as Chief Court Lady Choi. Chief Court Lady Choi bows, apologizing again before delivering an important, difficult message. Chief Court Lady Choi relays His Highness's command to bring the young princess immediately, surprising the dark brown-haired princess. The dark brown-haired princess observes a luxurious spread of royal treats she had only heard about. The dark brown-haired princess eats royal treats, finding them delicious but feeling distressed for an unknown reason. The dark brown-haired princess stands before a grand building, confused why she's at the training grounds. King Lee-san asks the dark brown-haired princess if she dislikes the training grounds, but she immediately assures him she loves it. The dark brown-haired princess, offered another treat, looks bewildered, wondering what is happening. King Lee-san decides to begin, believing the dark brown-haired princess shares his love for weapons, despite a court lady's hesitant interjection. The dark brown-haired princess, still eating a treat, looks confused and wonders what the king is trying to do. As a sword deflects arrows, the dark, brown-haired princess watches in shock, fearing the king is trying to kill her. A glowing blue sword quickly deflects multiple arrows with a loud clang. Arrows lay deflected on the ground, revealing the king single-handedly blocked them all, leaving the dark brown-haired princess bewildered. King Lee-san, with intense purple eyes, powerfully draws a bowstring, prompting a thought that he might not be human. The dark brown-haired princess, startled by the commotion, watches as royal treats are scattered from the table. King Lee-san swiftly moves, deflecting an unseen attack with a bright blue flash and a clang. The king's back faces the dark brown-haired princess, indicating intense action in front of her. King Lee-san asks the dark brown-haired princess if she found the experience fun, but she appears completely overwhelmed. King Lee-san wears a satisfied expression, while the dark brown-haired princess internally mocks his proud demeanor with a, quote, 99% satisfied metric displayed. The distressed dark brown-haired princess wonders how the situation could be fun, while concerned voices urgently call for her to wake up. The dark brown-haired princess lies in bed, groaning softly as she slowly stirs awake. The dark brown-haired princess awakens, confused, counting dragons on the ceiling and observing a man in red below, questioning if she's still alive. The dark brown-haired princess, wide-eyed in bed, realizes the king is present. King Lee-san writes intently at a desk, while the dark brown-haired princess wonders why he is right beside her. Amidst a dramatic purple lightning background, the dark brown-haired princess wonders where she is. The dark brown-haired princess looks utterly shocked, observing the king writing beside her bed in a vibrant, glowing room. The king continues writing at a table beside the dark, brown-haired princess, who remains in bed. King Lee-san, dressed in red, looks thoughtful and composed against an ornate background. King Lee-san looks down at the dark, brown-haired princess in bed and asks if she is stuck, as a small squeeze sound occurs. The dark, brown-haired princess lies annoyed in bed, while King Lee-san wonders if she fell asleep again, and she laments a potentially disastrous situation. A hand gently touches the dark, brown-haired princess's forehead, prompting a soft sound and a questioning thought. King Lee-san leans over the dark, brown-haired princess, internally confessing he thought he would grow to like her. King Lee-san dismisses blame and apology, while the dark, brown-haired princess reacts with internal outrage at his words. King Lee-san looks down thoughtfully, seemingly contemplating a butt in his thoughts. King Lee-san gently touches the dark, brown-haired princess's forehead, wondering how something could be so weak. The dark, brown-haired princess observes the ornate palace, internally mocking the king's attempt to act as a father figure. Against a cosmic background, the dark, brown-haired princess reflects that in her past life, she wasn't truly a ruthless assassin. The past dark, brown-haired girl, tear-streaked and bloodied, wonders why she so often spared the families of her targets. The past dark, brown-haired girl kneels, revealing her assassin self tried to save people and longed for trust. The past dark, brown-haired girl, armed with a gun, reflects on her past life, where trust invariably led to betrayal and death. A purple-eyed man with dark brown hair asks the past dark, brown-haired girl if she still trusts him, despite everything that has happened. The past dark, brown-haired girl lies wounded, lamenting her past self's inability to trust or save people, calling out to Senpai. The bloodied, past, dark, brown-haired girl sadly confirms that trusting others and feeling compassion, as previously stated, is ultimately meaningless. A document with the past dark, brown-haired girl's image signifies her resolve, formed only after a profound realization. King Lee-san in a red robe extends his hand toward the small, dark, brown-haired princess in a lush floral setting. Over a traditional palace rooftop, it's rumored that the king might finally give the princess a name upon his return. Two brown-haired women discuss how the king allegedly oversaw the princess's care, despite her being confined to a separate palace for 5 years. The brown-haired lady wonders if the king's feelings have changed. reflecting on his personal care for the dark brown-haired princess after an incident. The chibi dark brown-haired princess internally confesses she has been trying to strengthen herself quietly and escape unnoticed. A brown-haired lady in green offers refreshments, urging the unseen princess to have some as well. The brown-haired lady contemplates her upcoming meeting with the Queen Dowager, recognizing her as an extremely important figure. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, seated at a small table, ponders whether the Queen Dowager will be an ally or an enemy, as the brown-haired lady thanks someone. The chibi dark brown-haired princess happily enjoys a flower-shaped treat, her purple eyes sparkling. The brown-haired lady asks the chibi dark brown-haired princess if the treat suits her taste, to which the princess brightly exclaims, "It's delicious!" The chibi dark brown-haired princess happily eats, thinking the Queen Dowager must be on their side for now, and then has a new thought. The chibi dark brown-haired princess eats as she internally recalls hearing that the king personally tended to her. The chibi dark brown-haired princess mocks the idea of allies, while the brown-haired lady reassures her there's no need to be tense and expresses worry. The brown-haired lady sips from her cup, regretting that she didn't arrange this meeting sooner, acknowledging it's a bit late now. The brown-haired lady smiles gently as she softly utters the name Guo-in. A brown-haired lady asks another brown-haired lady if the king has mentioned anything about the queen's investiture, and the other replies she hasn't heard anything. From an overhead view, a brown-haired lady contemplates if the king's attention to the princess signifies a change of heart, but questions the vacant queen's seat amidst rampant rebel forces. A brown-haired man flinches upon hearing rumors that Kim Jong-seo's son is still alive, against a sparkling purple background. A brown-haired lady questions if Kim Jong-seo is dead, but another brown-haired lady dismisses it as street gossip, while a narrative box claims his son survived to restore the dynasty. A blue-haired man, with a scroll and sword nearby, contemplates that any surviving member of a family known for generations of swordsmen would surely be a threat. The brown-haired lady holding a cup resolves to secure the king's favor and strengthen his power as supreme ruler, requiring more effort than even the royal consort. The brown-haired lady reminds the chibi dark brown-haired princess that the queen will bear the heir, and the princess asserts she will do her utmost. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide purple eyes, finds the names Kim Jong-seo and Best Swordsman of Joseon familiar, wondering where she's heard them before. The chibi dark brown-haired princess considers Prince Seongnam, son of royal consort Hee-bin, and Prince Soo-young, noting she still doesn't know what kind of person Seongnam is. Against a bright blue sky, the princess contemplates bringing a relatively normal prince to her side, but acknowledges that making him an ally is just one aspect. The chibi dark brown-haired princess stands in an empty palace courtyard, feeling the desolation and wondering if it's too lonely. 3 palace women stand with their backs turned, one internally wondering how someone could abandon the Queen Dowager's quarters and drag all the palace maids away. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, surrounded by swirling purple energy, reflects that her circumstances haven't changed and an abandoned princess has little hope. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks curious, pondering Kim Jong-seo's historical significance with many internal questions. An open book filled with Korean text is displayed, adorned with delicate white and yellow flowers. The chibi dark brown-haired princess feels a sense of familiarity, while the brown-haired lady urgently declares she needs to hurry to the physician. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, standing at a palace door, looks confused, wondering what is going on. The chibi dark brown-haired princess peeks from behind a door, concerned if someone got hurt during training. Prince Soo-young, a brown-haired boy, stands with a surprised expression and a sword, as an unseen voice recognizes him. A brown-haired person in a blue hanbok kneels as an internal thought or narration connects a brother reference, implying the identity of Prince Seongnam. The dark brown-haired princess realizes the injured 10-year-old brown-haired boy with a bloody forehead is Prince Seongnam, blaming her elder brother's recklessness. A brown-haired man observes the scene, deducing that the boys must have fought, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess continues to peek from the door. The brown-haired man kneels beside the injured brown-haired boy, lamenting their use of real, unfamiliar swords that caused the injury. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess listens as an unseen person dismisses the forehead wound as non-fatal and downplays the kid's brawl. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess's eyes widen, questioning, "A forehead wound?" and realizing she has definitely seen a similar scene before. A dramatic deep purple and blue light fills the frame, indicating a significant shift or memory. A cosmic dark blue and purple background reveals internal thoughts about a forehead scar, a premonition of being killed, and the suspicion of being targeted due to the traitor Lord Kim Jong-seo's bloodline. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess looks utterly shocked, thinking, "It's definitely..." The past brown-haired assassin, holding a gun, reflects on needing vast knowledge beyond just assassination skills, having excelled in every field. A smiling brown-haired man points at a phone screen. The past brown-haired assassin rejects the brown-haired man's romantic interest, who reminds her of her difficulty understanding love, which she internally confirms is true. The past brown-haired assassin looks annoyed as an unseen person urges her to just read it once on her phone. The chibi dark brown-haired princess is utterly shocked, seeing a novel titled Taming the King's Dog on a phone, realizing it's exactly like her current situation. A decorative panel details Taming the King's Dog, revealing the male lead as Kim Jong-seo's son, a talented swordsman raised as an assassin by Prince Soo-young. The brown-haired female lead of the novel smiles as the story recounts the male lead falling in love with her, a plotter of rebellion. Amidst delicate pink flowers, the narrative concludes that the male lead defeats Prince Soo-young and makes the female lead his queen. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, wide-eyed, has a sudden realization, questioning the unfolding situation. As the brown-haired man and woman embrace in a romantic vision, the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess wonders about her identity, realizing she isn't even the main character. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess closes her eyes in deep concentration, intensely trying to recall information. The dark, brown-haired princess gasps, remembering Prince Seongnam's death in the original story, and fears for herself, recalling a plea for mercy as the Princess of Goseon. The wide-eyed, dark brown-haired princess, appearing young and frightened, affirms her royal identity despite being unnamed. The narrative declares her a princess, and the chibi, dark brown-haired princess joyfully realizes this unnamed royal is her. The dark brown-haired princess realizes the novel's prologue describes her death at age 10 by the male lead's hand, after Prince Soo-young kills Prince Seongnam. The chibi dark brown-haired princess cheerfully acknowledges her identity as the deceased character, then, in a new panel, questions the shocking implications of this discovery. The chibi dark brown-haired princess angrily stomps away, radiating frustration from her impending fate. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess fiercely declares that dying is not an option, while two brown-haired ladies in the background exchange puzzled glances about her strange behavior. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess, with a serious expression, calculates her impending doom, realizing she is destined to die in 4 years upon turning 10. With a fiercely clenched fist, the chibi, dark brown-haired princess defiantly vows to survive, declaring she will not die, regardless of the novel's plot. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess, eyes burning with determination and surrounded by fierce flames, declares she will never be assassinated, defying the novel's plot. Against a bright blue sky, the dark brown-haired princess decides it's time to formulate a strategic plan. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess considers escaping before she turns 10, but quickly dismisses the idea due to its low survival rate. Peeking from behind a wall, the chibi, dark brown-haired princess intently focuses, contemplating the survival plan with the highest chance of success. Prince Soo-young, a brown-haired boy with a bandaged forehead, stands with a stern, determined expression, clutching his sword. To alter the story's flow, the scene shows King Lee-san surrounded by floating books, suggesting a critical junction or the weight of knowledge. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess peeks out, revealing she is merely observing the situation today. Prince Seongnam declares he will train alone, which surprises the unseen princess, who expected him to be bedridden from his earlier injuries. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess wonders if Prince Seongnam has a secret training ground, then contemplates following him to find out. Prince Seongnam's dark braided hair and back are shown as he walks away, presumably to his training. Hidden amongst the bright green foliage, the princess acknowledges she has successfully been tailing him. Prince Seongnam looks back contemplatively, wondering why he came to this location, unaware of the chibi dark brown-haired princess secretly observing him from behind. As Prince Seongnam gazes into a dense forest, the princess recalls palace maids' warning that wild animals frequent the area, making it dangerous. Prince Seongnam draws his sword with a determined expression, prompting the princess to wonder about his intentions. A rock suddenly tumbles down the path in front of Prince Seongnam, hinting at an impending event. Prince Seongnam, startled, raises his sword as a large, shadowy animal lunges at him. A brown wolf stands over Prince Seongnam, who is now on the ground, leading the princess to wonder if he set this up intentionally for training. Prince Seongnam shouts in battle, and the chibi dark brown-haired princess, observing his struggle, wonders if he is stronger than his seemingly weak appearance suggests. Prince Seonnam groans in pain, defeated with his sword on the ground, confirming his earlier premonition of weakness. The chibi dark brown-haired princess is shocked by Prince Seongnam's defeat. Then she is shown with wide, startled eyes, as a thought about losing a leg hints at a grim future connection. Prince Seongnam lies defeated with the wolf standing over him, and the princess realizes this is how he loses his leg and falls to Prince Suyang, just as in the novel. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, shocked by the realization, decisively declares she cannot let Prince Seongnam's tragic fate unfold. The aggressive wolf snarls, its eyes fixed on its prey. The chibi dark brown-haired princess dashes forward, shouting to get the wolf's attention. The chibi dark brown-haired princess beams, positioning herself between Prince Seongnam and the wolf, bravely challenging the animal. Prince Seonnam, clearly visible now, shouts a warning to the chibi princess, calling her actions dangerous as the wolf turns its surprised gaze toward her. The dark brown-haired princess's eyes glow with analytical data, as she confidently dismisses the situation as not dangerous at all. The princess's holographic analysis identifies the wolf's running speed and the rock's strength, meticulously calculating her tactical advantage. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with a determined gaze, decides her strategy is to precisely time throwing the rock. With a decisive impact, the chibi dark brown-haired princess successfully takes down the wolf, surprising both herself and the seated Prince Seongnam with her quick intervention. Prince Seongnam looks on in surprise, as the princess realizes that saving him is now more crucial than concealing her own strength. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks pensive, pondering her next move and how to proceed. Prince Seongnam, looking utterly shocked, questions how the chibi dark brown-haired princess accomplished her feat, while she resigns herself to being discovered. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles mischievously, clasping her hands together as if to feign innocence. Prince Seongnam, exasperated, tells the smiling chibi dark brown-haired princess not to play dumb, expressing his frustration. Prince Seongnam, utterly shocked by her strength, demands to know what she is, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess sighs internally, realizing the situation has become troublesome. The chibi dark brown-haired princess laments the dire situation as Prince Seongnam stares at her with 100% distrust, having witnessed her hidden power. The chibi dark brown-haired princess ponders mixing some truth into her explanation as Prince Seongnam impatiently demands answers. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, surrounded by flowers, wonders if she is an assassin, her face showing confusion. Prince Seongnam confronts the dark brown-haired princess, questioning her faction and intentions, visibly doubting her innocent appearance in a multi-panel shot. Prince Seongnam's finger points at the chibi dark brown-haired princess, who looks up with wide, questioning eyes as he demands her intentions. Prince Seongnam, looking determined, declares he must return to reveal her true identity, swaying slightly as if still weakened. The dark brown-haired princess embraces Prince Seongnam from behind, while her chibi form questions, with wide, surprised eyes. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess exclaims ouch as she appears to be falling amidst green foliage and scattered stars. The dark, brown-haired princess, still embracing Prince Seongnam, hesitantly calls out, brother, and The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess reacts with a frustrated ha, wondering if this situation is truly real. The dark, brown-haired princess expresses disbelief, lamenting her fate if this foolish man is destined to become king. Over a view of a traditional palace building, rumors spread that Lord Jeongnam defeated a wolf in a single blow. Two brown-haired ladies discuss how Prince Seongnam risked his life to rescue the abandoned princess, realizing he possesses martial arts skills beyond his studies. Prince Seongnam, with a bandaged forehead, sits in a room looking contemplative and slightly sad. The dark brown-haired princess formally introduces herself as the Nameless Princess, daughter of the late Queen Sohyeon. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess beams, explaining she has come to nurse her brother in his illness. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess looks up at Prince Seongnam, who is seated, and sweetly asks how he is feeling. Prince Seongnam, shocked, stammers, You're... But the chibi, dark brown-haired princess quickly claims to be the sister he rescued, though he protests that she fought the wolf. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess looks surprised as Prince Seongnam clutches his head in distress, wondering what she is talking about. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess informs Prince Seongnam that the palace admires him for risking his life to save her, deeming him a true example of a ruler, while he questions her identity. Prince Seongnam looks profoundly confused by the ongoing situation and her explanation. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess thinks this is perfect and offers to speak words of gratitude to her brother alone. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, smiling mischievously, requests Prince Seongnam to dismiss the others. Prince Seongnam looks startled and questions what. Prince Seongnam instructs two brown-haired ladies to leave, stating he has something important to discuss with his sister alone, to which they respectfully agree. Prince Seongnam and the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess are left alone, both looking at each other with faint smiles after a soft tap sound. Prince Seongnam tells the dark brown-haired princess that the others are gone, demanding she explain herself properly now. Prince Seongnam looks at the dark brown-haired princess with a slight smile, asking what she means by all that. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess cheerfully reveals that the palace is buzzing with rumors about him, and ministers consider him fit to be crown prince, while the chibi Prince Seongnam looks horrified, questioning why. Prince Seongnam insists that the dark, brown-haired princess was the one who killed the wolf, refusing to steal credit for an achievement with deceit. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess imagines herself wondering if Prince Seongnam is worthy of traitors plotting rebellion, while her chibi brother vehemently denies involvement. The dark, brown-haired princess ponders that Prince Seongnam has been targeted by assassins before, realizing she needs to win him over. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess looks thoughtful, seemingly dismissing Prince Seongnam's words as mere rhetoric. Prince Seongnam asks, what? As the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess smugly reminds him she saved his life, therefore calling her an assassin is baseless speculation. Prince Seongnam acknowledges her point but remains skeptical, while the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess triumphantly thinks he is starting to listen. Prince Seongnam, looking exasperated, questions how a mere 5-year-old like her could possibly slay a wolf. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess dramatically declares that her ability is her talent, visually represented by a rock-labeled talent hitting a chibi Prince Seongnam's head. Prince Seongnam questions talent, and the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess confidently confirms, yes, it's a talent. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with an image of her as a child on a tiger, proclaims she takes after their father, who killed a tiger with his bare hands as a child. Prince Seongnam, looking annoyed, asks the dark brown-haired princess to explain why she was following him. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess explains that she happened to see him heading to the back of the detached palace, an area frequented by wild animals, and followed him because it was dangerous. Prince Seongnam comments that her words flow smoothly, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess with a sly grin inwardly thinks he is so naive. Prince Seongnam asks why she requested to dismiss everyone, and the dark brown-haired princess replies it's because she has a secret proposal for him. Prince Seongnam looks at the dark brown-haired princess with a questioning look, asking, "A proposal?" To which she confirms yes. The chibi dark brown-haired princess places her hands on Prince Seongnam's, asking him to listen carefully. The chibi dark brown-haired princess leans in close to Prince Seongnam, who looks surprised by her proximity. Prince Seongnam, looking utterly confused, questions what she means and how she could possibly make him sovereign. The chibi dark brown-haired princess turns her head slightly, a knowing smile playing on her lips, ready to reveal her plan. The chibi dark brown-haired princess states, "It's actually quite simple, brother." The chibi dark brown-haired princess, radiating confidence and surrounded by sparkles, declares Prince Seongnam will become her disciple. A teapot crashes loudly as an unseen person exclaims, "What were you thinking?" A dark-haired woman in a blue hanbok bows deeply, apologizing and admitting she had no idea the princess was sneaking into the training hall and meeting Lord Seongnam. An internal realization laments that the full extent of the situation was unknown. The stern brown-haired woman rebukes a prostrating brown-haired woman for her ignorance regarding Prince Seongnam's newfound reputation, to which the prostrating woman desperately vows to correct her grave mistake. The stern brown-haired woman presses down on the prostrating woman's hand, sternly offering her one last chance. The stern brown-haired woman commands the kneeling woman to ensure the princess never again leaves the detached palace or acts recklessly. The stern brown-haired woman's eyes glow ominously as she threatens to kill the princess if the order to keep her confined is not followed. A rich fabric pattern fills the panel, signaling a transition or a moment of dramatic pause. Under a bright full moon and starlit night, tree branches frame a traditional building. A lit candle illuminates a quiet room filled with traditional wooden furniture. Prince Seongnam, his forehead bandaged, sits contemplating a book in his hands. A hand rests thoughtfully on a dark, bound book. Prince Seongnam questions how the royal throne could be treated so lightly and challenges the chibi dark brown-haired princess's audacity in offering to make him her disciple, which she confidently affirms. The chibi dark brown-haired princess clasps Prince Seongnam's hands, earnestly pleading for his trust. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, beaming and clasping his hands, passionately swears her commitment regardless of the outcome. Prince Seongnam, troubled, ponders how a mere 5-year-old child could have fought the wolf with professional skill. Prince Seongnam, looking distressed, believes there is definitely something unusual about the princess and questions her talent given her lineage. Textual exposition explains that only one Joseon's greatest sword is born each generation, a talent that has been consistently found within the Marshal Kim family for 5 generations. Prince Seongnam, looking away, reflects that the Marshal Kim family no longer exists, while the wide-eyed, dark brown-haired princess is seen with a sword nearby. Prince Seongnam thinks about his own abilities compared to the legendary swordsman, as an off-panel voice screams about Lord Seongnam's men amidst the flash of a gleaming sword. A younger Prince Seongnam with a bandaged eye expresses frustration, while a young dark brown-haired girl points at him, addressing an elder brother. A young Prince Seongnam, looking serious, questions how he can protect the people if he cannot even protect his own body. Prince Sheninam, looking at a book, internally acknowledges his inability to defeat Prince Suyang and the formidable chief state counselor Go Jae-shin in his current state. Prince Seongnam, pensive, realizes his life will always be at risk, regardless of whether he is appointed crown prince. Prince Seongnam, with a determined expression, resolves to gain the strength to protect himself. From an overhead view, Prince Seongnam, seated at a table, instructs someone to secretly monitor the child's every move. Prince Seongnam commands the dark-haired girl to report everything to him, and she confirms her understanding. Prince Seongnam looks out at the moonlit night, his gaze distant, pondering the weight of being a king. The chibi dark brown-haired princess lets out a cute sneeze. The chibi dark brown-haired princess shivers, questioning why it is so cold. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks up with wide, surprised eyes, realizing something is amiss. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, looking shocked, notices there is no blanket. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles, wondering if she was so tired that she forgot to take out her blanket before sleeping. An open chest with a bright glow reveals it's empty, and a voice exclaims that there is simply no blanket present. The chibi dark brown-haired princess frantically tries the locked door, wondering what on earth is happening. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks terrified as she realizes the door is locked. The chibi dark brown-haired princess sits on the floor amidst swirling patterns, lamenting that there is truly no one there. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, looking thoughtful, deduces that her predicament must be the work of head court Lady Choi and noble consort Go. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks sad, reflecting on her efforts to remain unnoticed. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with a determined glint in her eyes, declares that things are different now. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles mischievously, vowing that head court Lady Choi will be the first she deals with. A bright blue sky with green foliage and falling leaves signals a new day. A brown-haired woman in a blue hanbok stands in the doorway, politely greeting, "Your Highness." The brown-haired woman smiles smugly, asking how the princess enjoyed spending 2 days locked away. The chibi dark brown-haired princess curls up, shivering, lamenting how terribly cold it has been since the day before yesterday. The brown-haired woman smiles slyly, holding a small bowl. A bowl of steaming bland food is offered with a dismissive comment that dying would cause trouble. An off-panel voice demands the chibi dark brown-haired princess promise to never approach the royal family again, offering to return her blanket as an incentive. The brown-haired woman smiles, expressing surprise that the little child is not yet terrified. The brown-haired woman responds with a yes as she is addressed by an unseen speaker as head court Lady Choi. The chibi dark brown-haired princess defiantly splashes the bland food directly into head court Lady Choi's face, leaving her shocked and splattered. Head court Lady Choi screams in shock and distress, demanding to know the meaning of the princess's defiant action. The chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks she could endure the cold and loneliness of her confinement. The chibi dark brown-haired princess defiantly declares that bad food is something she cannot endure. Head court Lady Choi, splattered with food, screams in outrage at the princess's defiance. The chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks that head court Lady Choi, a mere court lady, dared to neglect and imprison her, the legitimate princess. The chibi dark brown-haired princess further thinks that head court Lady Choi also embezzled the royal treasury without permission. Head court Lady Choi stands, wide-eyed and distraught, having been splattered by the princess. Head court Lady Choi questions how the princess knows, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess asserts that despite her youth, she knows head court Lady Choi's actions are criminal. The chibi dark brown-haired princess promises head court Lady Choi will pay dearly for her sins. Head court Lady Choi smugly asks what the princess can possibly do, but the chibi dark brown-haired princess calls her pathetic to the very end. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks utterly shocked, wondering what on earth is going on. Head court Lady Choi hurries away, pondering how much the child princess truly knows. KWAANG head court Lady Choi decides she must quickly consult the noble consort again before a loud crash startles her. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, surrounded by an ethereal glow, imperiously commands the arrest of the criminal. The chapter concludes with a promotional message encouraging readers to support the series on magastoon.org. Head court Lady Choi struggles, demanding to be released by unseen captors. Head court Lady Choi protests her innocence, proclaiming she has done nothing wrong. Head court Lady Choi threatens that her ladyship will not tolerate her arrest, as the chibi princess observes. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles, declaring with satisfaction that one issue has been dealt with. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks up at the man, asking if their action was sufficient. The chibi dark brown-haired princess beams with a triumphant and happy smile. The chibi dark brown-haired princess affectionately addresses Prince Shangnam as brother. The dark-haired girl with the unique head covering stands with her arms crossed, looking serious in a vibrant garden. Kwang. Prince Seongnam, holding a book, reacts with shock and disbelief to news of an imprisonment. The dark-haired girl confirms to Prince Seongnam that the young princess has been confined to the detached palace for 2 days. Prince Seongnam, visibly troubled, questions if the princess had no caretaker, and the dark-haired girl replies no one visited and she missed meals. The dark-haired girl explains with a distressed expression that the detached palace is managed by Jabokyeon's court ladies. The dark-haired girl concludes, looking up at Prince Seongnam, that her ladyship must be behind the confinement. The dark-haired girl slams her hand, angrily exclaiming how someone could torment a mere 5-year-old child. Prince Seongnam gazes out a window, silently questioning what he will do next. Prince Seongnam states that only the king's authority can decide abandoned royal's fate, and it's not his place, which prompts an interjection from the girl. Prince Seongnam thinks that while it may be royal principle, he chooses to cast it aside in this moment. Prince Seongnam, with a determined expression, resolves to uphold his duty as both family and fellow human. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess happily eats a treat in the detached palace. Prince Seongnam and the dark-haired girl stand, as text indicates no one should be near the princess if predictions are correct. The dark-haired girl wonders why they came now. Prince Seongnam expresses confusion, and the chibi princess looks surprised. Prince Seongnam remarks that court ladies brought food, but the dark-haired girl corrects him, saying she brought it herself. The chibi princess scoffs if it's a joke, explaining the sealed windows required hinge removal, while Prince Seongnam wonders why she didn't just unlock the door, hee. Prince Seongnam explains the door was barred and believes court ladies pampered her, but the chibi princess insists she opened it herself. Prince Seongnam holds out a shining object, stating he used it to pick the lock and open the door. A hand reveals a needle, and the chibi princess questions if that's all he used. Prince Seongnam looks slightly amused, remarking what he could possibly do with such a tiny needle. Prince Seongnam looks at the chibi dark brown-haired princess, who stands with her arms outstretched. Prince Seongnam questions if the chibi princess opened the door herself, and she confirms it. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks anxious as Prince Seongnam concludes she's not just an assassin, but a thief. The chibi dark brown-haired princess angrily denies being a thief to Prince Seongnam. The chibi dark brown-haired princess asks Prince Seongnam why he entered through the window, and he explains he wanted to ensure her safety without provoking her ladyship. The chibi dark brown-haired princess realizes Prince Seongnam came to help her, but worries his actions could lead to serious trouble. Prince Seongnam claims he acted not necessarily for her sake, but because he couldn't ignore the absurd situation, driven purely by his convictions. The chibi dark brown-haired princess remarks, unimpressed, that Prince Seongnam's explanation was so stiff it almost put her to sleep. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles, realizing things are unfolding as expected. Prince Seongnam, with dark hair and blue eyes, reflects that the princess prioritized his safety over her own when facing danger. The chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks Prince Seongnam's selfless actions to rescue her prove his potential to be a wise and noble ruler. The man in royal robes contemplates that a true sovereign needs not only wisdom, but also the strength to lead and endure. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks up, speaking to Prince Seongnam, who gazes back at her. Flowery skirts sweep near a polished wooden floor. The chibi dark brown-haired princess confidently declares her many talents, to which the chibi Prince Seongnam acknowledges her assertion with slight surprise. A hand grips a sword, as the person reflects on a past absurd proposal now seeming like the breakthrough needed for Mu's growth. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, smiling brightly, asks, "What is it?" as an unseen person states they have one question for her. An unseen speaker questions if the chibi dark brown-haired princess gains nothing from this, but she firmly responds that she does. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks terrified, recalling that her ladyship once threatened to have her killed. What her ladyship said that the chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks that her ladyship has despised her since birth and fears an arrest order from the capital would leave her no escape, despite her talents. An off-panel speaker questions, "Is that truly the case?" as a hand clenches firmly. Prince Seongnam earnestly assures the chibi dark brown-haired princess that her words are the absolute truth. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with hands clasped, addresses Prince Seongnam as brother. With a hopeful gaze and clasped hands, the chibi dark brown-haired princess states her only wish is for that, not power or gold. An off-panel voice agrees to give it a try, as the scene focuses on a room with elegant doors and a vase. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks utterly surprised and delighted, asking, "Truly?" Prince Seongnam observes with a gentle smile that the princess, despite her claims, appears to be enjoying luxurious refreshments. An unseen speaker expresses curiosity about the princess's talents and offers to serve as her mentor despite potential shortcomings. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks up expectantly at Prince Seongnam, who smiles back. Prince Seongnam asks if he may borrow her name for a while before they begin, to which the chibi dark brown-haired princess off-panel questions, "My name?" The chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks about her frequent confinement and the pitiful lack of belongings, while the chibi Prince Seongnam exasperatedly acknowledges her plight in the rundown room. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles mischievously, playfully placing a finger to her lips amidst a cheerful, dotted background. The scene returns to the present with the chibi dark brown-haired princess observing a male character in a dark blue hanbok struggling and shouting, "Let go of me." The woman in the blue hanbok struggles against two men in dark hanboks, vehemently protesting her innocence. The dark-haired girl, partially visible, tells the chibi dark brown-haired princess there's no need for thanks as the princess looks up, curious. The dark-haired girl explains her actions were based on principle, stating a disciple should never ignore a mentor in distress, as the chibi dark brown-haired princess listens. The dark-haired girl smiles, declaring her intention to raise Prince Seongnam, who was a minor character in the original story, to become the future king of the nation. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles brightly, confirming that Prince Seongnam has officially become her disciple as of yesterday. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks worried, pondering if everything is unfolding a little too easily. An off-panel voice asks if they heard the story about Prince Seongnam, while a chibi girl encourages readers to support the series for faster updates. Two women discuss Prince Seongnam's actions, noting he exposed a court lady's embezzlement and took the lead in restoring order, showcasing skills in both civil and military affairs. The two women realize the arrested court lady was the one who managed the detached palace, where she starved and locked up the young princess, a secret everyone kept quiet. A brown-haired woman smiles, reflecting on Prince Seongnam stepping forward for a young, nameless princess. The scene shows the upper part of a grand building as a voice declares Prince Seongnam must be destined for the highest throne. The chibi dark brown-haired princess happily munches on a small pastry. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with crumbs on her face, excitedly asks, "Did you see? Did you see?" The chibi dark brown-haired princess observes two women excitedly talking about how handsome Prince Seongnam looked walking by with a book. An unseen character reflects with surprise that Prince Seongnam even has a fan club. Two brown-haired women gush excitedly with hearts, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess peeks over a wall, looking annoyed. A decorative slipper is shown as a speaker, acknowledges that palace supporters are an advantage, but pauses thoughtfully. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks pensive as an off-panel voice expresses a growing feeling of unease that things are going too smoothly. A woman in a blue hanbok anxiously calls out, "Princess, young lady! I've been searching for you everywhere. Why are you here?" The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks up innocently, asking, "Huh? What is it?" The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks worried as an off-panel voice announces that her ladyship, the noble consort, is summoning her. "My lady, the princess young lady is here." The chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks that while she expected a summons, its speed is surprising, reasoning that court lady Choi's dismissal with cause should prevent further issues. The chibi dark brown-haired princess nervously greets the noble consort, who, from off-panel, reprimands her for arriving late, despite being summoned quite a while ago. The noble consort, a dark brown-haired woman, intently prepares to write, declaring her intention to speak directly without wasting words, her gaze sharp and determined. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks surprised as an unseen speaker questions if she was responsible for Court Lady Choi's expulsion from the palace. The chibi dark brown-haired princess explains to the unseen speaker that her elder brother discovered and punished Court Lady Choi's misdeeds. A hand pens characters with an ink brush as an off-panel voice questions the chibi dark brown-haired princess about why an abandoned royal remains abandoned. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks distressed as the noble consort asserts that abandoned royals are not recognized, then questions if calling Prince Seongnam elder brother is improper for an abandoned princess. The noble consort sits sternly holding a brush, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess internally seethes at them, quarreling over such small matters. The chibi dark brown-haired princess bows in feigned apology, but the noble consort states she is clearly not sorry, then praises Court Lady Choi as truly loyal while holding her ink brush. The noble consort reflects that Court Lady Choi was among the very few she could truly trust in the barren palace. The noble consort, with a hint of sadness, justifies Court Lady Choi's dismissal by stating that even a cherished plant must be discarded once its roots have rotted. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks startled as the noble consort asks her another leading question. The noble consort tears a piece of paper with a ripping sound, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess confusedly asks what she means. The noble consort's intense eye is shown as she menacingly states that an orchid can lose its life because of pests. The noble consort verbally attacks the chibi dark brown-haired princess, comparing her to a parasite clinging to the palace. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks sad, listening to the noble consort's harsh words, as a shadow from the noble consort's hand falls over her. The chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks that officially, Prince Seongnam should be recorded as reporting Court Lady Choi's crimes. The brown-haired noble consort stares intensely, convinced that all of the recent events stem from the princess. The chibi dark brown-haired princess clenches her hands, realizing that without concrete proof, the noble consort cannot directly accuse her. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles mischievously, her eyes closed in a knowing expression. The chibi dark brown, the noble consort laughs sarcastically, condescendingly stating that it is natural for the young princess, being uneducated, not to understand the word pest. The chibi dark brown-haired princess maintains an innocent smile as the noble consort further explains that pests refer to something utterly useless. A hand uses an ink brush to splatter ink, as the noble consort ominously continues, stating that to eliminate such useless things. The chibi dark brown-haired princess's face is splattered with ink, and she looks terrified, as the noble consort declares that one must spray a strong poison. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, covered in ink, thinks, "Ink?" in confusion, then reacts with distress, muttering, "Ugh, ugh." The chibi dark brown-haired princess lies on the floor, covered in ink, enduring the humiliation, while the noble consort looks down and asks if she now understands what a pest is. The ink-stained chibi dark brown-haired princess reflects on how everything was going according to her will until recently, and resolves to endure this petty humiliation. The chibi dark brown-haired princess's face, splattered with ink, shows an expression of pained endurance. The ink-stained chibi dark brown-haired princess clenches her fist, her eyes filled with rage as she thinks, 3 seconds. A dramatic red and orange background with streaking lights highlights the intense shift in the atmosphere. The Queen Dowager, a stern older woman in a blue hanbok, bursts into the room with another court lady angrily demanding to know what the noble consort is doing. "I beg your pardon." The noble consort attempts to deflect blame by calmly claiming the young princess was simply playing with the brush, causing a trivial accident. The enraged Queen Dowager confronts the noble consort, pointing out the princess is soaked and trembling, demanding how she can claim it was a lie, as the dark-haired girl watches concerned. The dark-haired girl kneels beside the ink-stained, chibi dark brown-haired princess, gently touching her and asking if she is all right. The Queen Dowager angrily reveals that the princess is not merely abandoned, but His Majesty has, for the first time, shown interest in her. The noble consort stands defiantly as the Queen Dowager continues, asserting that the young princess is the king's interest, and chastises the noble consort for treating her as a mere toy for spite. The noble consort bows her head slightly, respectfully acknowledging the Queen Dowager. A close-up shows the noble consort's hand resting calmly on the wooden desk beside an ink brush holder. The noble consort confidently declares that His Majesty entrusted her with full authority over the young princess's upbringing, and only the throne itself can question her care, while the dark-haired girl comforts the startled, ink-stained princess. The Queen Dowager, in a fit of rage, slaps the noble consort across the face, causing her to recoil in shock. The Queen Dowager's face is contorted in intense fury after striking the noble consort. Off-panel, a speaker reveals that before his royal procession, His Majesty entrusted Lady Heben with the care of the princess. A close-up highlights the intricate golden bird patterns on the noble consort's vibrant green and purple hanbok. The Queen Dowager sternly reiterates His Majesty's correct judgment and explains her intervention by revealing she heard of disgraceful deeds committed by one of the noble consort's court ladies. The dark-haired girl, looking worried, respectfully requests permission from the Queen Dowager to escort the young princess out first. The Queen Dowager, with a stern expression, grants permission for the dark-haired girl to escort the young princess out. The dark-haired girl gently touches the ink-stained chibi dark brown-haired princess's arm in a comforting gesture. A cheerful, flower-patterned background transitions the scene after the intense confrontation. The dark-haired girl gently leads the ink-stained, chibi, dark brown-haired princess away, instructing her, "Let us go, young princess," to which the princess responds with a confused, a wooden bathtub with a towel rests in a room, as an off-panel voice announces to Your Highness that they have brought the requested items. The dark-haired girl leads the chibi, dark brown-haired princess, instructing a brown-haired court lady to leave the items as she will handle it, while the court lady agrees to prepare the bathwater. The dark-haired girl comforts the ink-stained, chibi, dark brown-haired princess, who thinks the ink is making it hard to open her eyes. The dark-haired girl gently wipes the ink from the chibi, dark brown-haired princess's face. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess feels a warm sensation, and her purple eye is shown as her face is being cleaned. An overhead shot of the dark-haired girl, revealed as noble consort Hong, Prince Seongnam's birth mother, notes her limited influence and frail constitution, making the narrator wonder why she helped. Noble consort Hong, with blue eyes, asks the chibi, dark brown-haired princess if she can see better now. A close-up shows a section of noble consort Hong's white hanbok, with a blue sash and subtle ink marks against a background of white daisies. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess, still with ink traces, asks noble consort Hong why she brought her here, reflecting Prince Seongnam wouldn't have asked his mother for help. Noble consort Hong asks if the chibi, dark brown-haired princess didn't want her help, and the princess hesitantly replies, "It's not that." The chibi, dark brown-haired princess thinks she doesn't understand why noble consort Hong saved her, believing there was no reason to. Noble consort Hong looks thoughtful, asking the chibi, dark brown-haired princess, "Why is that?" The chibi, dark brown-haired princess states she is a nameless, abandoned princess, asserting that any treatment of her wouldn't break any laws. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess looks with wide purple eyes, as noble consort Hong says it has nothing to do with the law, hinting at a deeper reason. Noble consort Hong gently holds the chibi, dark brown-haired princess's hands, calling her, "My little princess." Noble consort Hong smiles warmly, holding the chibi, dark brown-haired princess's hands as the princess looks up, slightly blushing. Noble consort Hong smiles gently with a serene expression against a sparkling, light blue background. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess's past life memory shows figures amidst money, reflecting that people act in their own self-interest and natural generosity doesn't exist. A figure in a suit and another in a casual top are shown falling amidst glowing lines and currency, reinforcing the past life's cynical view of human motivation. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess, seeing her reflection in a window, thinks she still doesn't understand noble consort Hong's actions. Noble consort Hong gently asks the chibi dark brown-haired princess to open her palm for a moment, calling her, "My little princess." The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with a surprised expression, holds out her small hand, asking if noble consort Hong wants her hand like this. Noble consort Hong smiles softly, telling the chibi dark brown-haired princess that she also had small hands once. Noble consort Hong gently places her larger hand over the chibi dark brown-haired princess's small, ink-stained hand. Noble consort Hong, with a gentle smile, holds the chibi dark brown-haired princess's hands, who looks up at her. Noble consort Hong smiles brightly, raising her hand as if in a gesture of greeting or affirmation. Noble consort Hong asserts that the chibi dark brown-haired princess is not abandoned, but the one Queen Sohyun gave her life to protect, her precious, one-of-a-kind daughter. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, blushing, finds this strange and has been getting a weird feeling, questioning its meaning. A brown-haired court lady announces that the bath is ready for Your Highness. Noble consort Hong, smiling, instructs the brown-haired court lady to properly care for the chibi dark brown-haired princess, and the court lady acknowledges the order. The court lady smiles down at the chibi dark brown-haired princess, who looks up with a slightly worried expression. The chibi dark brown-haired princess watches the court lady's hand as she is gently led away, feeling a slight apprehension. The chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks about how this is the first time someone has ever held her hand, remembering her past life. The chibi dark brown-haired princess reflects sadly that no one in her past life or this one has ever held her hand. Two brown-haired court ladies react with surprise and excitement as a brown-haired man announces the little princess's arrival. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks down shyly, muttering an The chibi dark brown-haired princess, in a new purple hanbok with butterfly accessories, stands bashfully with clasped hands. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks embarrassed, thinking, "Wow, this is so awkward." One brown-haired court lady covers her mouth in surprise, her expression showing adoration for the princess. The brown-haired court lady gushes with hearts, finding the princess adorable, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess looks confused and internally questions their reaction as another brown-haired court lady requests quiet, wanting to appreciate the princess reverently. A brown-haired court lady, with green eyes, asks the chibi dark brown-haired princess if she would like to look in the mirror, holding up a wooden hand mirror. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks into the mirror with wide, surprised eyes, asking, "This is me." The chibi dark brown-haired princess, reflected in the mirror, marvels that it's the first time she's washed in warm water. The chibi dark brown-haired princess gasps as a butterfly accessory slips from her hair. The chibi dark brown-haired princess kneels, dismayed that the accessory put on her fell off. Noble consort Hong's hand gently touches the chibi dark brown-haired princess, assuring her it's all right. Noble consort Hong asks the chibi dark brown-haired princess if she can fix the accessory for her, and the princess shyly agrees. Noble consort Hong gently braids the chibi dark brown-haired princess's hair, thinking she wanted a daughter with hair like this, braided and decorated. The princess thinks it's the first time someone has braided her hair and touched it. The chibi dark brown-haired princess with new butterfly accessories in her hair looks up with wide, grateful eyes, thanking noble consort Hong and reflecting on all the firsts she's experiencing today. A brown-haired court lady suggests to noble consort Hong that since the little princess is beautifully dressed, they should pack snacks and go to the octagonal pavilion. Noble consort Hong, smiling, agrees the weather is perfect for an outing and asks the chibi dark brown-haired princess what she thinks, to which the princess responds with a surprised "an outing." Noble consort Hong, with black hair, joyfully proposes an outing to the octagonal pavilion for a nice chat, complete with delicious food. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair and wide purple eyes, recognizes this as a golden opportunity to grow closer to noble consort Hong. The chibi princess internally decides to seize this chance to learn more about noble consort Hong, recalling her name, noble consort Hong, and her traits as Seongnam's mom, who is frail. The chibi princess with dark brown hair enthusiastically accepts the outing, believing it's always better to have more information, much to noble consort Hong's delight. The chibi princess with dark brown hair happily tells noble consort Hong with black hair to prepare for their outing immediately. The chibi princess with dark brown hair looks up with wide, surprised purple eyes, questioning the sudden turn of events. The chibi princess with dark brown hair ponders this strange sensation she felt, convinced someone was watching her. A man with light brown hair, observing from a distance, dismisses the feeling as probably nothing, while a small purple-haired chibi figure with wings, representing the princess's past self, complains about too many excuses for more excursions. The light brown-haired man smiles, shaking off the feeling as likely insignificant, while the small purple-haired chibi figure with wings encourages him to ensure the princess's safety. The light brown-haired man's smile tightens as he thinks, "What the?" The light brown-haired man, atop a roof, realizes the chibi princess, with dark brown hair and purple eyes, definitely looked directly at him. The light brown-haired man doubts a 5-year-old princess could have seen him, a master of stealth, questioning if he made a mistake. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, reassures the chibi princess with dark brown hair that their destination is just a little further, and the princess happily agrees. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, gently holds the chibi princess's hand and asks for her opinion on their destination. A beautiful, serene pavilion amidst lush greenery and sparkling water is shown, as noble consort Hong asks the chibi princess if she likes it. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair, joyfully declares her immense love for the pavilion, while noble consort Hong, with black hair, smiles warmly. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, expresses her relief and invites the chibi princess, with dark brown hair, to enjoy the delicious food, to which the princess eagerly replies, "Yes." The chibi princess, with dark brown hair, nods enthusiastically, her eyes sparkling with delight. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair, enjoys her food, feeling a profound sense of peace, and noting that her anger toward noble consort Hong is finally fading. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair, finds the scene peaceful, marveling at the pavilion's beauty up close, a sight she never truly appreciated from afar. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair and wide purple eyes, looks around with a soft, content expression. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, kindly calls the chibi princess, with dark brown hair, to come and partake in the snacks. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair, happily runs towards the table, where noble consort Hong and a brown-haired court lady are seated, announcing her arrival. A close-up displays an array of beautifully presented, sparkling dishes and tea, making the chibi princess internally remark on the elaborate food for a simple outing. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair with a bright smile, thanks noble consort Hong, with black hair, for the food. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, gently advises the chibi princess, with dark brown hair, to eat slowly. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair, contentedly eats, reflecting on the peace she feels and how her resentment toward noble consort Hong is finally dissipating. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, looks at the chibi princess, with dark brown hair, thinking about Prince Xiangnam's exceptional talent, capable of saving his generation. The brown-haired court lady asks about a noise, looking towards the pavilion, as noble consort Hong and the chibi princess also turn their attention to it. The chibi princess with dark brown hair joyfully exclaims, "Ah, brother!" as Prince Xiangnam, a boy with dark brown hair and blue eyes, appears. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, notes that today was Prince Xiangnam's royal tutor meeting, as the chibi princess, with dark brown hair, observes him curiously. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, explains that the postponement of the crown prince's investiture led court scholars to interview all the princes, while Prince Xiangnam, with dark brown hair, stands solemnly. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair, admiringly thinks her brother, Prince Xiangnam, with dark blue eyes, is amazing, while noble consort Hong, with black hair, smiles gently. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, clutches her teacup, thinking Prince Xiangnam is too good a son for a mother as lacking as herself. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair and wide purple eyes, looks surprised, asking how noble consort Hong could say such a thing. Noble consort Hong, with black hair, turns away, confessing her failure to properly care for Prince Seongnam in his youth. Noble consort Hong with black hair recounts how her chronic illness flared terribly after Prince Seongnam's birth, forcing her to recuperate in the mountains for 4 years. Noble consort Hong with black hair recalls His Majesty's high regard for Prince Seongnam's literary talents, remembering a day he was praised for diligent study. Noble consort Hong with black hair concludes that Prince Seongnam must have fiercely dedicated himself to studies to gain the king's acknowledgement. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair and wide purple eyes, looks thoughtful, realizing this part of the story was absent from the original work. The chibi princess with dark brown hair understands Prince Seongnam desperately pursued his studies for the king's recognition, as noble consort Hong with black hair looks on sadly. Noble consort Hong with black hair softly calls out to the chibi princess with dark brown hair. Noble consort Hong with black hair apologizes to the chibi princess with dark brown hair for leaving her alone all this time, looking at her with concern. Noble consort Hong with black hair smiles and promises the chibi princess with dark brown hair that she will not suffer such humiliation again, despite her own limited power. The chibi princess with dark brown hair looks at noble consort Hong with black hair with wide purple eyes, exclaiming, "Mother!" Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, looks surprised, his mouth slightly open, holding a book. Yellow flowers bloom in the foreground, transitioning the scene with a bright floral motif around the bottom of noble consort Hong's white hanbok dress. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, walks towards noble consort Hong with black hair, asking if her interview went well, and she affirms it did. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, looks at noble consort Hong with black hair and asks her purpose for being there. The chibi princess, with dark brown hair and wide purple eyes, smiles brightly and happily. The chibi dark brown-haired princess reacts with a surprised, "Ah." The dark brown-haired court lady questions, "The princess?" seeing a before and after comparison of the now adorable princess. Noble consort Hong, smiling, asks why they are staring, wondering if they are surprised by the princess's new cuteness. Prince Seongnam, looking up, appears slightly flustered by the conversation about the princess's cuteness. Prince Seongnam pauses, remarking that his sister has always been. Prince Seongnam finally adds that his sister is tolerable to look at, I suppose, making the chibi dark brown-haired princess wonder why he paused so long for such a comment. The chibi dark brown-haired princess gratefully thanks her brother and royal consort Hui, pondering if this is what it means to have a family. The chibi dark brown-haired princess laughs happily, enjoying the moment with her dark brown-haired brother and noble consort Hong. A stern white-haired man informs His Highness that it is time to depart. Amidst scattered paper and a blood-stained purple robe, the white-haired man curtly replies, "Very well." The brown-haired woman, stained and angry, wonders what they are doing, while narration explains she was taken to Manhwa Hall to change before going on an outing. The brown-haired woman scoffs, an outing realizing that bitch is finally making her move. The brown-haired woman with glasses laments letting her be, realizing she must end this herself, while another brown-haired woman with red eyes believes she will have to step in personally very soon. The white-haired man, Kim Ji-sun, declares his humble obedience to any command from His Highness. A red text box identifies the white-haired man as Kim Ji-sun, bodyguard to noble consort Go. In a misty forest, a black-cloaked figure asks His Majesty if there is any misfortune in the palace. The purple-haired man, on horseback and holding a paper, thoughtfully repeats, "Misfortune?" The gray-bearded man pauses, then asks about his family's thoughts. The purple-haired man, with a black bird on his shoulder, questions if family is not an inseparable bond. The chibi gray-bearded man, looking distraught, questions if he has not already severed that bond. The gray-bearded man apologizes as the purple-haired man walks away into the misty forest. The stern, purple-haired man, holding paper, reflects on the word inseparable. The purple-haired man, on horseback, thinks about abandoning his natural bond after cutting off his brother's head, as the gray-bearded man watches. The purple-haired man reflects on deciding to live solely as a king after a past act, then questions, "You can find that child for 3 days?" The smiling, chibi, dark brown-haired princess appears in the purple-haired man's thoughts, making him wonder why that small child keeps appearing before his eyes. The purple-haired man on horseback in the misty forest instructs them to prepare to return. The gray-bearded man looks surprised, noting that the schedule is still. The purple-haired man sternly commands to select only what's necessary, expedite it, and arrive at the palace in 30 days, no matter what. The scene shifts to a bright, cheerful exterior of a traditional Korean house, adorned with yellow flowers. After Lady Choi's expulsion, Lady Kim began to exclusively attend to the chibi dark brown-haired princess, who happily expresses her joy. Narration highlights new silk clothes and proper, albeit meager meals, as the chibi princess reflects on her improved situation. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, eyes closed in thought, wonders if her current residence looks like it could collapse at any moment. Prince Seongnam looks serious, thinking that some people in front of him, like the princess, don't share his view of the collapsing place. The chibi dark brown-haired princess says it's improved in its own way, but Prince Seongnam thinks that, while it's better than before, it's still the same mess. The chibi princess reflects on having a brush and inkstone now, indicating improvement, then immediately wonders what she will use them for. Prince Seongnam, looking serious, presents a paper, asking her to receive it. Prince Seongnam's eyes widen in surprise as he begins to exclaim, "What in the—" Prince Seongnam questions the strange stick figure drawing, to which the princess replies, "It's a person," prompting his surprised repetition, "A person?" The princess asks Prince Seongnam to hold the drawing, leaving him utterly confused about what she's trying to do. The chibi dark brown-haired princess brightly tells her brother that the first thing she'll teach him is the vital points. Prince Seongnam, confused, asks about the sudden shift to vital points, wondering if she wasn't supposed to be teaching him martial arts. Prince Seongnam's hand holds a needle, stating he won't be teaching martial arts, prompting the princess to ask then. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide purple eyes, grins broadly, holding a thin needle. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, holding a needle, explains that assassination techniques only have skills for killing people, not subduing them. The princess excitedly asks if learning assassination techniques means she can kill with one needle, to which Prince Seongnam questions her doubt, then trails off. Prince Seongnam, pointing at the stick figure, explains that assassination techniques target vital points to kill, and if understood well, the probability of survival also. The chibi dark brown-haired princess and Prince Seongnam kneel, holding hands, both smiling in a peaceful moment. Prince Seongnam faintly smiles, agreeing, then asks if he should memorize the vital points first. Prince Seongnam explains that physical strength is the foundation of assassination, but since she's already training, he's teaching her the next stage. Prince Seongnam holds his head in confusion, asking if he just needs to memorize the locations of these holes. The chibi dark brown-haired princess smiles happily as the dark brown-haired Prince Seongnam, seen from behind, emphasizes that vital point positions must not be off, because next time she'll have to pierce paper with a needle herself. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, kneels holding a paper and a sword, questioning if today's lesson is over, noting he even brought a sword. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, looks exasperated as he is told to put the needle away for now, as even a single one will be too much, with a frustrated ugh sound. Clarify the titles first. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair, asks about titles, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide purple eyes, happily points and instructs him to call her teacher. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, looks utterly shocked by the princess's unexpected demand. The chibi dark brown-haired princess playfully scolds Prince Seongnam, who looks angry for trying to go back on his word, reminding him that a man shouldn't do that even if he's her elder brother. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, looks surprised, finding it strange that she speaks informally and denying he ever said he would go back on his word. The chibi dark brown-haired princess with glowing purple eyes and a needle asks her teacher, Prince Seongnam, to put the needle down as he insists that she is his sister, bound by the country's laws, with a flash sound. The chibi dark brown-haired princess explains the teacher title is only for when they're alone, and classes will be twice a week on the Wild Mountain, prompting a resigned ha from Prince Seongnam, who ultimately agrees. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, stands holding paper, stating he's confident in memorizing things and will therefore memorize and attend. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks surprised as Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, kneels and asks if she is all right after being harmed by the noble consort, and she replies she is fine, as Lady Heben took good care of her. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, looks worried, thinking that if only he could gain a name quickly, such things wouldn't happen. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide purple eyes, thinks to herself that after getting to know her teacher, she looked up abandoned royalty in historical records. An illustration of a man in traditional attire and a book mentions that certain individuals were acknowledged as prodigies by all the teachers of Jonghak. A dark plaque with the name Gyeheon is displayed, adorned with blue and white tassels and a swirling, auspicious background. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks confused as Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair, tells her to wait a moment. With a surprised tap sound, the chibi dark brown-haired princess with wide purple eyes looks thoughtful, repeating, "Jonghak?" and finding it intriguing. A pink-haired woman in modern clothes reflects that as a top-tier sulfur monosulfide rank agent, martial arts skills are advantageous, but she can't reveal her assassination techniques, although her excellent university grades suggest she can learn anything. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide purple eyes, happily holds a brush and paper, thinking she'll be fine learning anything. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, looks slightly flustered as the chibi dark brown-haired princess, just out of frame, agrees, with a whoosh sound. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide purple eyes, happily declares she wants to go to Jonghak. Prince Seongnam, with dark brown hair and blue eyes, looks exasperated, asking how a princess can go to Jonghak, calling it impossible. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide purple eyes and crossed arms, thinks it would be difficult to even meet her father to ask him, despite her smile. A foot in a white shoe steps onto a wooden floor, with a kick sound, indicating someone's arrival. A man with dark brown hair, purple eyes, and a black hat stands, looking stern, arriving with a thump sound. The chibi dark brown-haired princess and Prince Seongnam, both with wide eyes, look shocked as the stern, dark-haired, purple-eyed king stands before them, with a crackling sound of lightning-like energy around them. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king, seen from behind, asks why the children are there, as Prince Seongnam and the chibi dark brown-haired princess look up at him, still kneeling on the floor. Chief Minister, a man with dark hair, politely addresses the dark-haired, purple-eyed king, confirming his presence. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king in red robes informs the chief minister that he heard he has a young son. The gray-bearded chief minister looks down, describing the king returning from a royal procession and holding meetings for more than half a day straight, and asking him one thing. The gray-bearded chief minister questions why the little dark brown-haired princess is dozing off there, as she is shown sleeping soundly with small drool, looking innocent. The dark brown-haired princess is seen from above, dozing off during the meeting, while other officials stand around, her mind in a dreamy state. Amidst a blood-red background, a narration box states that the king already ended the lives of his own bloodline without mercy, so it wouldn't be strange if he decided to behead a nameless princess at any moment. The little dark, brown-haired princess is sound asleep, with a small stream of drool, completely unaware of the serious circumstances, with a snore sound. The gray-bearded man wonders if the king is trying to create an excuse to kill the princess, then asks the chief minister what his son likes most. Three men in red robes and black hats look utterly bewildered by the unexpected question. Chief Minister with dark hair bows slightly, replying that his son enjoys seeking knowledge more than anything. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king asks about knowledge, then adds that it's merely what his son likes, and surely what a child enjoys differs from one to another. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king ponders, with a sound, as the dark brown-haired princess, with her eyes closed, appears flustered and confused beside him, with a flutter sound. A hand is raised, with streaks of red, and a thought bubble expresses fear that he's going to strike me, with a swish sound. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king in red robes states that the princess is about this size, indicating her general age. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king asks if they were asking what the princess might like, as she sits beside him looking bored. Chief Jae-shin apologetically asks the king the reason for summoning the princess today, with repeated click sounds as the sleeping dark brown-haired princess is shown up close. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king says children watch their fathers at work, admire them, and follow them as they grow, as the dark brown-haired princess sits beside him appearing bored. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king says it would be a good chance, since he had reports to hear from the ministers anyway, then asks Chief Jae-shin if that isn't so, with a gulp sound. Chief Jae-shin, a man in green robes, looks down and replies, "Yea, yes, your majesty." The dark-haired, purple-eyed king states that, from what he sees, instead of admiration and respect, the dark brown-haired princess seems only bored and sleepy, asking Chief Jae-shin how it looks to him. Chief Jae-shin, a man in green robes, bows deeply, apologizing to his majesty with a bow sound. The dark brown-haired Prince Seongnam thinks teaching vital points is better than traditional martial arts, yet ponders the alternative. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king questions if it's appropriate to make a 5-year-old sit through 3 hours of meetings. The dark, brown-haired princess's purple eye blinks awake. The chibi dark, brown-haired princess rubs her sleepy eye, looking disoriented after her nap. 2 male officials are shown in utter shock. The dark, brown-haired princess sleepily calls out, "Papa!" while an unseen figure condemns her disrespect, and the dark-haired, purple-eyed king wonders if he's about to behead her. A close-up of the dark-haired, purple-eyed king's stern gaze is revealed. The 2 male officials react with a second shock before the imperial dragon emblem. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king announces the meeting's end, directing everyone to his living quarters, Gangyongjan. While someone thinks this confirms their suspicions, the dark-haired, purple-eyed king invites the happily smiling chibi dark brown-haired princess to come along, and she joyfully accepts. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king gently holds the chibi dark brown-haired princess, who smiles contentedly. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king and the chibi dark brown-haired princess share a moment of silent eye contact. A table is laden with sparkling tea and delicate flower-shaped pastries. The chibi dark brown-haired princess fumes, having endured 3 hours of kneeling and watching meetings instead of conversing. The dark brown-haired princess wonders what the dark-haired, purple-eyed king wants, as he has only been silently staring since the refreshments arrived. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks bewildered as the king asks why she isn't eating. The dark brown-haired princess, flustered, realizes the king's question was an invitation to eat, not a new form of torture. The king remarks on her tiny bite, questioning how she'll be full, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess thinks as expected. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king comments that even birds eat more, leading the princess to conclude he won't kindly feed her delicious food. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, wide-eyed, wonders if the king actually desired the treats for himself. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king appears contemplative, recalling a past interaction where his modern self rejected children's treats despite his companion's desire. The dark brown-haired princess's hand gently offers a pastry to her father, calling out to him. The chibi dark brown-haired princess happily offers a pastry to her father, inviting him to try it and feeling a touch of pity for him. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king looks at the princess with a calm, unreadable expression, his hand gently raised. The king tells the dark brown-haired princess to eat, but she frowns, suspecting his true intentions are different. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king instructs the dark brown-haired princess to finish all the tea, which she questions. The dark brown-haired princess, observing the digestionating tea, wonders if the king had it prepared for her. The dark brown-haired princess, looking at the contemplative, dark-haired, purple-eyed king, wonders if he is worried about her. The dark brown-haired princess asks why the king is staring, thinking he was worried, but he states he'd only be troubled if her weakness caused another illness. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king mentions hearing she enjoyed Prince Xingnam's company during his absence, and the dark brown-haired princess confirms her brother saved her from danger several times. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king asks about Prince Xingnam, and the dark brown-haired princess enthusiastically describes his incredible kindness. The dark brown-haired princess praises Prince Xingnam as knowledgeable, caring, admirable, and worthy of profound respect. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king dryly observes her enjoyable time and lack of concern for him, making the dark brown-haired princess wonder if he is sulking. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess enthusiastically praises her father, saying he looked even more admirable and worthy of respect during the meeting. The dark brown-haired princess observes the calm, dark-haired, purple-eyed king and believes he has now settled down. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king asks the dark brown-haired princess about her upcoming birthday wishes, but she wonders about his strange behavior. The dark brown-haired princess's purple eye gleams thoughtfully. The dark brown-haired princess looks up, surprised by a sign reading Royal Consort Huey. The dark brown-haired princess resolves to ask her father for permission to enter the Royal Consort Huey. The dark brown-haired princess is surprised by a sign for a Royal Academy, while her chibi alter ego plans to convey her desires indirectly. The dark brown-haired princess recalls Assassin's rule of communication, stressing the importance of never stating desires directly, based on her past life skills. The dark brown-haired princess clasps her hands together, prompting an unseen observer to think about her. The dark brown-haired princess looks up with hopeful, clasped hands. The king claims his presence isn't a gift, but the dark brown-haired princess asserts that merely conversing with him brings her great joy. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king considers her words, uttering a soft The dark-haired, purple-eyed king realizes the dark brown-haired princess has been longing for conversation. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess looks taken aback. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king attributes her longing to growing up alone in the detached palace, surprising the chibi, dark brown-haired princess. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king ponders the talking with others aspect, considering the most fitting place for the hopeful, dark brown-haired princess. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king smiles, promising to arrange it for her, leaving the dark brown-haired princess confused about what it is. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king thinks the princess desires learning and debate. Pleased, he sought advice, while the chibi, dark brown-haired princess, with a confused look, wonders why he is speaking about this and not asking her directly. A traditional building with ornate green roofs stands amidst a lush, bright green outdoor setting. Prince Xingnam looks slightly surprised, beginning to speak with wide blue eyes. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess, with pigtails and a pacifier, looks contemplative as a thought bubble notes she had a great opportunity. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess laments not asking her father for anything, while Prince Xingnam draws on paper, thinking about her words. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess, surprised, thinks her father is tea-like, prompting Prince Xingnam to question what that means. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess sighs, wishing her father had asked one more time, but Prince Xingnam informs her she doesn't know much about her father. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess angrily tells Prince Xingnam not to talk back, and he apologetically replies amidst a fiery background. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess, sucking on a pacifier, confirms she would have requested to go to Zhonghak if her father had asked again. Prince Xingnam asks if she also seeks recognition for her skills at Zhonghak. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess acknowledges that as one reason, but implies there is more as she reaches for the drawing from Prince Xingnam. The chibi, dark brown-haired princess exclaims with wide, joyful eyes, while Prince Xingnam looks utterly shocked, asking, "Fun?" Prince Xingnam begins explaining what Zhonghak is, but the chibi, dark brown-haired princess, holding a drawing of a stick figure, interrupts, stating she is grading. A close-up of a stick figure drawing with a tear and a sniff sound conveys sadness. Prince Xingnam reassures the chibi, dark brown-haired princess that this task is easy, but she observes his serious dark circles. Prince Yeongnam agrees, suggesting they move to the next step, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess, peeking from behind a screen with a rummage sound, hopes he will teach her sword fighting. Prince Yeongnam holds a small red box, looking confused with a tap sound. Prince Yeongnam looks down at the open box with a surprised expression, saying, "This is..." A close-up reveals a sewing kit inside the red box, and a voice instructs Prince Yeongnam to accept the hard-to-get item. Prince Yeongnam looks bewildered, questioning if it's a sewing kit and what he is supposed to do with it. The chibi dark brown-haired princess confidently asserts he will embroider with it, shocking Prince Yeongnam with a tap sound. She instructs him to create 7 pieces with the exact same camellia flower design within a week. Prince Yeongnam stares blankly at the open sewing kit, looking overwhelmed by the task. Prince Yeongnam protests that embroidery is only for women and questions if the chibi dark brown-haired princess is trying to humiliate him with a thump sound. Prince Yeongnam questions why he must hold a needle instead of a sword, then reluctantly concedes that, considering the times, it cannot be helped, as the chibi dark brown-haired princess looks on with glowing purple eyes. The chibi dark brown-haired princess instructs Prince Yeongnam to calm down and listen, explaining that needlework can become a skill where a single needle kills a man. Prince Yeongnam stares as a voice asks if he, having already learned where to stab, shouldn't also learn how to, with a clunk sound. Prince Yeongnam stands before the chibi dark brown-haired princess, still unsure how he could possibly do such a thing. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks annoyed, thinking she can't believe she's explaining this step by step, with a swish sound. Prince Yeongnam attempts to grab the sewing kit, shouting, "Wait," with a tap sound. Prince Yeongnam, kneeling before the chibi dark brown-haired princess, declares he will do it. Prince Yeongnam looks determined with a slight frown of resolve. The chibi dark brown-haired princess reminds him he agreed to do anything, so he must see it through no matter what. The close-up, contemplative eyes of both the chibi dark brown-haired princess and Prince Yeongnam are shown in a split panel. A narration box over a stick figure drawing declares that she memorized all the pressure points without error in just 1 day. Prince Yeongnam looks seriously at an unseen figure, his expression unreadable. A close-up shows Prince Yeongnam's traditional robes and the red box, subtly highlighting the gift. Prince Yeongnam contemplates his inexperience with embroidery and the short deadline, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess confidently believes he will do well, a belief labeled as a professor's common misunderstanding. Prince Yeongnam informs the chibi dark brown-haired princess of an urgent message for her, and she instructs him to speak. A light brown-haired woman, seen from the back, wonders about the early morning business and begins to deliver the message. Both the chibi dark brown-haired princess and Prince Yeongnam look surprised and confused by the news. Prince Yeongnam explains that the king intends these as birthday gifts for the past 5 years, causing the chibi dark brown-haired princess to look utterly shocked and perplexed. A smiling brown-haired woman helps the chibi dark brown-haired princess, who looks surprised, from behind a low screen. 2 smiling brown-haired women present the chibi dark brown-haired princess with a new, light-colored dress, leaving her utterly bewildered. The chibi dark brown-haired princess stands confused in a new white and pink dress with a ding-dong sound, questioning the situation. A close-up of the chibi dark brown-haired princess's wide, shocked purple eyes reveals her profound surprise. The dark brown-haired princess internally exclaims, "Father, just what are you trying to do with me?" An attendant approaches a traditional building, announcing the arrival of the herbal tonic with a clink sound. A hand places a teapot and a cup on a tray as a voice instructs to leave it there, receiving an obedient "Yes, Your Majesty," with a clatter sound. A dark brown-haired woman with a serious expression, drinking tea, announces that Minister Kim Bo-won requests an audience. A hand in white robes holds a white bowl as a voice declares, "Very well." The dark-haired, purple-eyed king in white robes maintains a composed expression. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king is seated on his bed as a gray-bearded man in red robes kneels to formally greet His Majesty. The gray-bearded man in red robes and a black hat offers a slight smile. A close-up reveals the intricate silver bird and cloud design on the red robe, identifying the wearer as Kim Bi-won, left state counselor. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king, seated, dismisses formalities and questions if the gray-bearded man has returned for the same matter. The gray-bearded man confirms his purpose, stating it has been 5 years since the queen's seat was left vacant. The gray-bearded man, seen from behind, questions why His Majesty continues to delay the investiture for so long. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king looks down with a solemn, introspective expression. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king reiterates that he delayed it for health reasons, but the gray-bearded man urges him to at least name a concubine, as the throne cannot remain empty forever. The gray-bearded man offers to find a treatment if the king shares the nature of his illness, to which the dark-haired, purple-eyed king replies he will do whatever he can to find a treatment. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king tells the gray-bearded man that it is finally time he speaks of his illness. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king reveals to the gray-bearded man that the illness he has suffered for 5 years is sleepwalking madness. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king looks troubled, repeating the phrase, sleepwalking madness? The dark-haired, purple-eyed king recounts how those who kept watch by his side said he wandered without consciousness, swinging his sword, and questions how such a thing could be. In a flashback, a dark-haired man in red robes with a black hat embraces a smiling, dark, brown-haired woman in green and red clothing amidst a floral background. A narration box over a blurred, dark background states that the king's condition worsened when the woman from the flashback passed. A past version of the dark-haired, purple-eyed king in red robe stands with a grave expression, as he is told that the queen has just breathed her last. The past dark-haired, purple-eyed king questions the queen, and a man in green robes confirms she passed while giving birth to the princess. The past dark-haired, purple-eyed king expresses his intent to see his child with his own eyes, and the man in green robes assents. The past dark-haired, purple-eyed king, standing outside a traditional building, internally reflects on how strange it is that he doesn't feel as shaken as he should by the queen's death. The past dark-haired, purple-eyed king, dressed in red robes and a black hat, looks down and questions if the infant is the child. A close-up on the past king's purple eye shows a flicker of surprise and intensity. The past dark-haired, purple-eyed king observes a baby with dark brown hair and purple eyes lying in a bed, thinking she would resemble her mother. The past dark-haired, purple-eyed king looks away sadly, thinking that the baby looks exactly like him and that she is ugly. The past dark-haired, purple-eyed king's clenched hand conveys his deep distress over the baby taking after him. A vivid nightmare sequence unfolds with a dark-haired woman in a pink dress, resembling the princess, standing with a blood-stained sword over a dead man with dark hair, all against a crimson background. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king jolts awake in bed, his eyes wide with alarm. The king sits up abruptly, then slumps, breathing heavily and sighing in palpable distress after his nightmare. The king realizes with dawning horror that in his nightmare, he was the one who killed her. The king recalls the terrifying details of his dream, where the spirits of those he murdered wore his face and slaughtered the woman in his place. The king recounts his nightly torment, suffering from the same recurring nightmare. The king describes his inability to sleep a wink, then looks down in surprise at something, wondering what it is. The king looks shocked, seeing a sword lying on the floor, questioning its presence. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king looks at a sleeping baby in a crib, reassuring himself that this child bears no fault. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king trembles as he looks at the crib, questioning what he is meant to do. The king, with his back to the viewer, stands distraught and questions where he can unleash his fury. A serene gradient from dark to light blue indicates a shift in the narrative or emotional state. The king reveals he secretly ordered his physicians to prepare potions powerful enough to suppress all emotion within him, a teacup sitting on a tray. Minister Kim Bi-won bows deeply, apologizing for his failure to care for the king's health sooner. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king, now in white robes, interrupts Minister Kim Bi-won, stating his condition has improved thanks to the princess. Minister Kim Bi-won looks surprised, questioning what the princess could have done to ease the king's suffering. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king offers a subtle, knowing smile, his purple eyes gleaming. A flashback shows the dark-haired, purple-eyed king in red robes looking down at the dark-haired princess as a baby, who, despite his own trembling, calls him father. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king kneels, smiling warmly at the happy, dark-haired princess who reaches out to him. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king, back in his white robes, closes his eyes with a thoughtful smile, musing if it isn't strange. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king contrasts his dreams, where the princess appeared as a monster like himself, with the reality that she shines too brightly. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king explains that his nightmares have lessened since then, and his physician confirmed his condition has greatly improved, as the gray-bearded man listens. The gray-bearded man expresses that this is truly wonderful news for His Majesty. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king looks forward with a calm and contemplative expression. The king reveals that with his health restored, he will finally name a new queen and appoint a crown prince. A chibi minister, Kim Bu-won, in red robes grins happily, an exclamation mark above his head. Minister Kim Bu-won bows deeply, affirming the king's decision as wise. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king, sitting on his bed, states that the princess will also begin her formal royal education on her upcoming birthday. Minister Kim Bu-won looks thoughtful, questioning what this new development implies. The dark-haired, purple-eyed king smiles as he relays the message that the chibi dark brown-haired princess will enter the royal academy on her birthday, leaving the princess confused. The queen dowager, in dark robes, sits on a throne, announcing that everyone has gathered, with the chibi dark brown-haired princess seated beside her among other women. The queen dowager addresses the assembled women, inquiring if they have heard the recent news before proceeding to her main point. A close-up highlights the queen dowager's warm smile and her intricate traditional attire. A light brown-haired woman informs the smiling chibi dark brown-haired princess that the king has granted her an opportunity to learn. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with closed eyes, mentally exclaims, "No way," in surprise. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, wide-eyed and shocked, floats over a traditional building, internally realizing it wasn't Jonghak. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with wide purple eyes, senses that something feels off about the situation that just occurred. A traditional building with colorful architectural details stands under a clear sky, setting the scene for the Royal Academy. A stunned, light, brown-haired woman states they have brought the princess, who then wonders if this school is different. The chibi dark brown-haired princess expresses utter shock, exclaiming, "Huh?" and thinking it's impossible for the queen dowager to be at Jonghak. The queen dowager smiles gently next to the cheerfully laughing chibi dark brown-haired princess. A dark-haired woman in a light purple dress with a blue hair ornament smiles politely at another woman with her back to the viewer. The dark-haired woman in light purple dress observes the happily laughing chibi dark brown-haired princess, musing that His Majesty must cherish the young princess greatly. The dark-haired woman with the blue hair ornament remarks to the chibi dark brown-haired princess that the king is also a man of great fickleness. The dark-haired woman questions to herself if there's another intention behind the king's actions, her eyes narrowing suspiciously before focusing on the chibi dark brown-haired princess, who looks surprised as she hears princess. A close-up reveals the chibi dark brown-haired princess's worried purple eyes as she thinks that they are suspicious. A dark-haired woman in a dark purple robe, speaking from behind a screen, relays whispers of suspicion and questions if the king is creating a pretext for execution, given past events and his previous refusal to acknowledge the princess as royalty, concluding that such doubt is natural. The chibi dark brown-haired princess listens intently. The chibi dark brown-haired princess's wide purple eyes show profound shock, exclaiming, "No way!" A close-up of the dark-haired, purple-eyed king's stern face against a dark background questions if the king is a psychopath too. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, surrounded by a purple aura, shivers with fear, looking distressed. The chibi dark brown-haired princess lies down, shivering, thinking that since the original psychopathic villain Su Yang was his son, it is likely the king might act kindly only to end her life later. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with her eyes closed, assures herself that His Majesty must have his reasons. The Queen Dowager instructs everyone present to guide the princess well from now on, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess internally acknowledges the Queen Dowager holds the real power, and the dark-haired, purple-eyed king confirms Her Majesty's command. The Queen Dowager announces to the assembled group the reason she called them all here today, showing a traditional room. A dark-haired woman in a light purple dress reveals to another woman that there are rumors of the king soon issuing concubine appointments. The dark-haired Queen Dowager looks thoughtful, contemplating who among the concubines will become the sovereign of the nation. The dark-haired woman in the light purple dress informs the Queen Dowager that someone recently suffered from a high fever and thus could not attend. A woman with her back to the viewer angrily confronts the dark-haired woman in the light purple dress, asking why she always makes excuses for him, consort, with a whirl sound. The dark-haired woman in the light purple dress looks down with a concerned expression, as she is warned that if such news is heard again, she will be held accountable with a thump sound. The dark-haired woman confirms the Queen Dowager's command, while the chibi dark brown-haired princess looks on, thinking that the woman cannot stand against the Queen Dowager and wonders if the king truly doesn't want to kill her or if her murder is inevitable. The chibi dark brown-haired princess clenches her fist, thinking the current situation is tedious. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks bored, finding the lengthy address akin to a principal's sermon and almost falling asleep. The princess muses that Consort Hui and Consort Gui probably received a second scolding, amidst a dark, striped background suggesting a somber or introspective moment. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess stares wide-eyed, observing the blurred figures of two women in the foreground. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess states with a serious expression that she doesn't have time for this. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess clenches her fist, determined to grow stronger quickly and secure her position in the palace to prevent anyone from easily killing her. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with her back to a tall figure, decides she should return to the detached palace quickly to train more. Prince Seongnam, a brown-haired young man, looks annoyed, exclaiming, "Oh, come on." The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with an angry mark on her face, internally asserts that she is a professional assassin capable of hiding her emotions any time, after being told to smile. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess forces a wide, cheerful smile, clenching her fist in a determined gesture. Prince Seongnam, the brown-haired young man, asks the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess if she has become quite the celebrity lately, to which she replies she doesn't know what he means. Prince Seongnam looks at the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, reminding her that they used to howl like a wolf together, making the princess look surprised. Prince Seongnam looks at the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, recalling how she used to praise him and express her happiness. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess thinks she remembers saying that, as a flashback shows her happily playing with Prince Seongnam, both in traditional attire with a horak sound, surrounded by a purple and floral background. The brown-haired young man's leg is seen as he internally reflects on something. The brown-haired young man questions the chibi dark brown-haired princess's insolent form of address. The brown-haired young man angrily asserts that a nameless girl like her, unacknowledged as royalty, has no right to call him brother without permission. The chibi dark brown-haired princess finds the situation exhausting and too childish, as a light brown-haired woman bows deeply, apologizing for the foolish girl's rude behavior towards Prince Suyang. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, realizing his identity, firmly states she will never call Prince Seongnam brother again. The chibi dark brown-haired princess turns to leave, but Prince Seongnam shouts for her to wait. Prince Seongnam squats down, looking frustrated after the princess departs. Prince Seongnam yells for her to stop as a stone is thrown through the air. The stone flies rapidly towards the back of the chibi dark brown-haired princess's head. The stone strikes the chibi dark brown-haired princess on the side of her head, leaving her stunned with reddened cheeks. The chibi dark brown-haired princess glares intently, holding the stone to her forehead, muttering to herself in shock. Prince Seongnam looks shocked and worried, a bead of sweat on his brow. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess stares determinedly, clenching her fist around the stone. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess affirms her resolve with a serious expression. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with her hair in braids, is shown holding hands with a smiling, light brown-haired woman, recalling a pleasant memory. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess thinks about her father abandoning her at birth, remembering past grievances. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess internally declares that taking down people who throw stones, like her brothers, is her job. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess announces her departure, holding the stone, while Prince Seongnam reaches out, asking her to wait, wondering about her. Prince Seongnam looks shocked and demands to know what the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess is. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess stands innocently beside Prince Seongnam. Prince Seongnam expresses surprise that the stone was thrown so perfectly, admitting she is the first to achieve such a feat, while the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess looks unimpressed. Prince Seongnam smiles brightly, asking the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess to come with him. Prince Seongnam pulls the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess along, smiling, as she questions if this is Prince Soo-young's personal training ground. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with an alarmed expression, feels a really bad premonition. An aerial view showcases the traditional buildings and training grounds with many flags. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with an annoyed expression, reluctantly agrees. Prince Seongnam enthusiastically tells someone to catch something as the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess wonders about the insane training. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with digital overlays on her eyes, plans to secure the shortest path, analyzing the wooden ball's trajectory. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess calculates where the wooden ball will land on the training ground. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess triumphantly exclaims that she caught the wooden ball. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess expresses disbelief that she actually caught the ball, while Prince Seongnam acknowledges her impressive feat. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess forces a wide, sparkling smile, declaring the training enjoyable. Prince Seongnam observes her forced smile, commenting that she doesn't seem to be having much fun. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with beaming purple eyes, falsely proclaims that being with him feels like a dream come true. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, feigning happiness, declares herself the happiest princess alive, but in a separate panel, her true angry expression reveals her determination to straighten out this lunatic one day. Prince Seongnam looks thoughtful, pondering her words. Prince Sojur addresses the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess. Prince Seongnam smiles gently and points to his face, making the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess look delighted. Prince Seongnam questions the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, asking if she wasn't lying. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess looks surprised and confused, asking what he means. Prince Seongnam leans in, reminding the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess that she said she liked him. Prince Seongnam reveals he assumed her confession was merely an obvious lie to save herself. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with worried purple eyes, wonders why he is staring at her like that and if he is truly the story's final villain. A chilling flashback reveals that, in the original story, Prince Soo-young imprisoned, killed, and tried to preserve the body of the rebel leader he loved. After discovering her identity, Prince Seongnam looks serious and contemplative, causing the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess to internally vow never to provoke him. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, with a wide, innocent smile, praises Prince Seongnam, declaring her true admiration. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess states her acceptance, while Prince Seongnam, surprised, questions if she means his disciple. Prince Seongnam allows the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess to call him brother, smiling broadly in response to her request. Prince Seongnam smiles warmly at the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess and announces that, starting now, there's more. The chibi, dark, brown-haired princess is shocked, with wide eyes, as Prince Seongnam demands that she play with him every single day, leaving her wondering what he just said. Prince Soo-yang questions the chibi, dark, brown-haired princess, asking if she even fought wolves alongside his elder brother, to which she appears flustered. The chibi dark brown-haired princess's eyes widen as she thinks about Prince Suyang's words, recalling how she claimed to admire, like, and want to see him. Prince Suyang smiles broadly and states absolutely not, indicating his clear refusal. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, looking surprised, politely explains that she cannot steal away the precious time of the Pillar of Joseon just to play around, asking if he is refusing her. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, surrounded by a pink floral background, internally states it is an honor to be in his company, but adds that a man like him, the backbone of Joseon, must be busy. The chibi dark brown-haired princess forces a wide, sparkling smile, declaring today a rare chance to play, while Prince Suyang, with a slight smile, tells her to consider it an honor. She then internally grumbles that he is not buying her act. Prince Suyang asks what he should call the partially visible chibi dark brown-haired princess, noting it is the first time he has had a nameless girl by his side, leaving her in silent thought. Prince Suyang, looking thoughtful, taps his chin while murmuring, as he contemplates a name for her. The chibi dark brown-haired princess looks surprised and wide-eyed, then proclaims, "I've got it." The chibi dark brown-haired princess, now wearing a chicken hat and looking dismayed, asks, in confusion. Prince Suyang explains his naming choice, stating that when she ran desperately earlier, she looked exactly like a chicken, hence he needs something short and easy to call. Prince Suyang points and declares he officially names the chibi dark brown-haired princess Chick, while she internally reels from his words. "Feel honored you only have a name because of me?" questioning Chi-Chick. Prince Suyang shouts for Chick to go, pointing excitedly as the chibi dark brown-haired princess in a small panel at the bottom questions, "Chick? Really?" Against a dramatic orange sky, the chibi dark brown-haired princess cries out, "Somebody get me out of here!" A light, brown-haired young man in a blue tunic informs a young princess that, beginning today, she must attend the academy. An off-panel voice asks, "My lady?" as the chibi dark brown-haired princess's feet stir under a blanket, and she groans, "Ugh," from what sounds like aches. The chibi dark brown-haired princess lies in bed, looking utterly exhausted and miserable, complaining about cursed muscle aches. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, with dark auras of fatigue around her, slowly gets up from bed, stating she is doing so. The chibi dark brown-haired princess, looking annoyed, hears an external voice asking, "Why won't you come out?" and reacts with shock, thinking, "That voice?" Prince Suyang sits with a smirk, threatening to turn the chibi dark brown-haired princess into a seat cushion if she doesn't come out soon, making her wonder if it is Prince Suyang again.